We're in the spaceship.
Uh-huh.
I don't have my headphones on. All right.
Ready for takeoff? Is it recording?
It is. It's been.
Oh, shit.
It's been.
It don't do a little red light. Red blinky light.
Oh, where is it? I don't know, man.
We'll
Where,
just have to trust
Sony?
the source.
Where is this Sony from?
I'll have to trust it.
I think I got it. I thought I had a red light. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Maybe
I
it's
am
only
pretty
in the
much
back.
good to go. How's your drink? Solid?
Great. Fantastic.
All right. Good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. What's up, guys? This is Mirko with Mirko Media, and my podcast is called MIRCKO TALKS. In case you don't know what I do, is I talk, right? So that's what the title is based about. I like to, being that it's been a bit since I've had a couple episodes. It actually was before. Was it before the pandemic? Or no, I had a little bit happening at the end of last year, but it just, I kind of just jumped in, jumped out, and I wasn't doing as much. But again, just to give you a quick thing, I know that you and I haven't had too much interaction.
Mm-hmm.
But with this podcast, I like to speak to different professionals and individuals in the community, especially out here in San Diego. Being that we're a slightly smaller metropolitan area than LA. And please anticipate the introduction because it's coming. And even sound bad with names. I mostly know him by his Instagram name. like that old school like Drake meme where he's like, hey, what's up? Ponytail 99, but I just know he has Dago videos. Like, that's how I know it. But that's what I wanted to do. And that's why I invited you out. Because it's kind of cool that I don't fully know you. I just know of you. Yeah. And I get to kind of dissect a little bit about, what it is that you're about. Yeah. And we get to really meet here.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of having a conversation prior. Right. And then try to orchestrate it all over again, like if it's scripted, because it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know you as Dago Videos.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I'm like, oh, that's Dago Vids. I'm like, oh, yeah, I saw him. Panasonic guy. Like, that's in my head. I generalize you by your camera. And what you do, and your audio and stuff. But go ahead and let everybody know who you are and what you do.
All right. So my name is, I go by Sense. That's not what my mother named me, obviously. I was born Michael. But I also do music. So I produce. I sing, I rap, I engineer, I mix, I master, I do videography, I do photography.
Hell yeah.
I kind of like dip in as many things as possible, but my main thing is doing music and engineering. But yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. And you're what's really your fire right now? Like, what's really like what you just, you could throw many hours and then all of a sudden you look and it's like, dude, it's almost 5 a.m. Like, I got to go to bed. Like, one of those projects, when you get stuck on one of those, what is it that you really fired up about? Not what you mostly do, but maybe what you mostly really love
have
to
the
do.
Passion for. Yeah. So the passion is for the music, for creating the music, for not so much for the production. I actually really don't. I find production a little bit annoying. Because I just want to create the song, like, you know what I mean? And I hate having to build the song first and then create the song on top of it. Right. So, like, I rather just, just create music, like go in, play a beat, close my eyes, and come up with something. And that's been the new discovery for me because I was, like, used to always writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I started practicing this new method because that's one good thing about being an engineer is like people come in and they have all these different ways of recording. Like, right. So I've got to witness firsthand people record in these different unique ways. And I was just like, damn, like, let me try that. And this is just something that works for me. Like when I go in and I just record and let the music talk to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's it's something that I've always kind of felt like I wanted to deb into, but I never really
music
did it. Right. Because I mean, you know, we all kind of had that phase where you're like, man, I knew I was gonna be that freestyle rapper. You know, this and that. I used to do that all in high school, man. And we used to get like a little tape recorder with the little tiny baby tapes, you know.
Yeah.
And then we used to go and be in front of friends, and nobody like really rapped, you know. So me and my buddy were like, hey, yeah, I used to do this. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right, teach me. So we did. We start writing. We used to do like a lineup of keywords, and I'm like, okay, that's the keyword's gonna rhyme with that word, and then you kind of like gravitate towards like the word like I don't know, like mentally or something, and then it goes mentally, and then you put another letter below, and then it's like evenly, but you manipulate your word pronunciation to make it sound like it sounds like that word. So like that was like a whole new thing, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, keep going. And I'd rap it, and then you kind of like hit that word, and then you kind of go off and hit all this stuff, and like mentally, and then evenly, and then you're like, none of that really made sense, but like I got back to it, kind of rhymed, and then slowly build off of that. And then I started making like I used to make poems, and then I started getting into matching syllables with my poems. So then when I would rap, it would sound good, you know. And I did it so much, and I obsessed about it so much that it actually, not to toot my own horn at the time, but at the time it came out well. And now obviously I deviated from that passion, that quote unquote passion I had then. That sorry, sometimes these noises of these walls, man, you'll hear it. Sorry guys, those babies, they're not mine. My kid's not here right now. So I would do that, and but I would do it sparingly, and as the years went on, I stopped, you know. And like even up to now, like I'll be like there and driving, and I'm like, and I'm like, dang it. And then like I lose my train of thought. That's it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because I should have kept up, you know. It's I have no creative like gene in me. Everything came out after.
You got this.
Right. but it was it wasn't born with me. Like my dad used to sing, and he was like a model, or he acted or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have any of that. I didn't do anything of a creative sort. My sister sang. She was born with that. I just played sports, and he played so professionally. So it was like I got to follow in that athletic footsteps. But I couldn't even sing. I couldn't even play an instrument. Sports.
Yeah.
He played soccer. He played for. We're Peruvian. I'm born here, but he's Peruvian, or we're Peruvian, and I'm, what would you say, like a quarter Yugoslavian. So from we've been going back and forth on it. So my great grandfather came over to South America because of the Hitler thing and the stuff that was going on. I believe that's what it was. If I have the story right.
If
I don't, Dad, don't yell at me.
I think I heard about something with that guy.
But yeah,
something happened.
And a lot of Slavic people, being that Yugoslavia, just like in the 80s, split. So back then it was Yugoslavia, which that's why I always say I'm Yugoslavian, even though they're not Yugoslavia anymore. They're 5 different countries, right? You know about that? Yeah. So we are part of the, like I said, we've been kind of going back and forth on it, but I believe after all this research that we've been trying to do, we're the Croatian side. But yeah, so they came over to South America. Some resided in Argentina, different areas, and some in Peru. And so Peru, right, is on the east, like where the El Nino starts and stuff. We're on the east coast of South America, that little curve portion.
That's interesting.
So he resided there, met my grandma, you know, they got G with it, whatever, had a family. And and then my mom moved out here to find, a better opportunity. My dad, figured out a way to use his professional soccer stuff to come out here, and like, I'm not coming back anymore. And he just stayed.
Hell yeah.
And so he played
he
played like a little semi-pro out here. He played like for the Earthquakes in San Jose, and then other semi-pro, like I think he used to work for the American Airlines, and everybody was Slavic over there, and they would just pay everybody like, all right, you guys all get the day off when we have a game. You guys have these shifts to make practice, and then they would like, I don't know, slip him a couple hundred or 100 or I don't know. Enough to get him by. And so he, in a sense, he got paid, and he had the perfect schedule to go play soccer, And then he did like other modeling stuff or whatever. He's a man, like he had a lot, but I was born when he was 46. So I wasn't exposed to pretty much any of it. So my brother and sister saw a little bit of the soccer that he played. They saw a couple, like how he would sing. He used to sing and stuff. He used to imitate this Latino singer. I think he was from Argentina. But yeah, he imitate him, and he'd walk into like restaurants and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's Pepe Mojoro. Yeah, sing the song." And he would sing it like he was a cover artist, pretty much.
Okay.
So he was like a praised
cool.
cover artist out there, and since he was a model, like he was like on the JCPenney ad or something, you know.
Damn.
And then they would be like, "Oh yeah, you know," and like I look at my dad and I'm like, "Man, you could easily be telling me a lie." And I'm like, as my father, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. But my mom's like, "No, your dad." Because of my mom, you know, my mom's like, "Your dad's, no, he did that." And I go, "Okay, cool." I go, "All right, I believe you." But I don't know. He comes up with some things, you know. But and sometimes you think the older people exaggerate.
Yeah.
But then it's like, in my head, I'm like, wait, if you're not exaggerating, you're freaking crazy, dude. Like you're nuts, man. You're nuts. He's like one of those old school guys who wanted to fight people all the time. I'm like, Dad, you need to keep it together, man. He was horrible, dude. He played on the team once. And he said he got dropped during the game. Like the guy probably shoulder charged him or whatever. Could have been a dirty foul. I don't know. I wasn't there, right? And I got dropped by this like 6'4" German dude. And my dad's like, "Oh no, I'm not going home like that. I'm not going home without the last, you know." So he like grabbed the ball and he threw it at the German guy's like feet, like, you know, 20 yards away. And he told my brother at the time, who was maybe like 8 or something. He goes, "Hey, go get that ball." So he sends him to go get the ball. And then my dad follows him, you know, like, "I'm going to go get my kid." So no one thought anything of it. So he like went and got the ball. Like he picked it up. I think he just threw it to the side and he jumped up and he headbutted him in the face, and like his nose, everything was just a mess. He used to fight like that. He used to headbutt people. Like he used to like fly, headbutt people.
Damn. You don't want to get headbutt by a professional soccer player, man. That's not what you want.
Dude, bro, he told me that's how they would. He said that's how they'd fight out there in Peru.
Yo, dude. Flying headbutts. Dude, you do not want it with Peru, bro. I'm telling you right now. I'm just like, that's not what you want. You see somebody take a jacket off and you see that little Peruvian flag pop up. Just leave it alone, bro. Leave it alone. Don't get headbutt. Well, don't get sent home like that.
Sorry, I'm over here trying to find out about you. Then, like, this is like opening up a can of worms with these stories, bro. All right, I got one last one. So, my dad, when he learned how to headbutt, he used to fight like that in Peru, right? And mind you, when he did the German headbutt guy, that was in the States. But so my dad was doing it for years, so much that the doctor was like, "If you do it again, you're gonna like have memory loss." Like really, it came up to a serious thing. But anyways. Yeah, back in Peru, there was a guy who was like probably like 5 foot nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, "I've seen you fight. And I want to learn how to fight. You know, there's this guy, he keeps always bullying me, always punking me, always this and that."
Yeah.
Bro, long story short, he ends up like, "Make me, you know, sensei, yes, sensei, you know, this and that. I'll be your grasshopper," whatever. My dad teaches him how to do it. The guy ends up finding the bully, headbutts him, kicks his ass. Makes like, "Yes, I did it," you know. Time goes by, he ends up having an altercation with my dad, and he tries to get my dad with the same like technique. And I was like, "Bro, like who goes after Yoda, you know? Who goes after Yoda? Like, you know, Yoda's gonna turn around and show you something." He doesn't reveal all of his cards.
He
you know?
counter headbutted him, and that was it.
You know what he did? He said the guy like jumped up because he little 5 foot nothing was flying, you know, little flying guy, you know, flying Peruvian, you know, like little cape or something. I don't know. Like in my head, that's what I imagined. So he flew up, he tried to hit my dad, and my dad said all he did was he ducked down like 2 inches, and the guy basically headbutted his nose into my dad's forehead where he was gonna headbutt. Jeez. And he said the guy was like on the floor. And I was like, "Why?" You know, one of those like, "I loved you, but why?" You know, like,
why did you do this to yourself?
You made me do this. You made me do this. You know. So, oh my gosh, right on. So I've been working on doing a couple things media wise, like to further start promoting. Obviously, new subject. Further promote myself, and then get the services out there for any other businesses and whatnot, right? Which is like kind of like what we're I kind of don't really know what you're trying to do, but
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna inquire on your approach to what is your next move for what you're trying to promote? Like, are you doing your own cinematography and stuff to push out what your audio engineering stuff is, or are you trying to get video camera stuff to just fuel your creativity to create on your own for your audio stuff?
Everything feeds another aspect of my creativity. So, like the cinematography, which is mostly revolves around, music videos, is something that I use to generate income, to fuel my passions. So so I can put money into marketing for my music and stuff like that. But it's stuff that I enjoy because I get to like meet new people. I get to help people shape a vision for their work, their creation, their babies. And this is like something that's personal to me because like as an artist, this is what makes it so unique, I think, for me to be working and to be actually good at the things that I do, is because I've gone through situations where I've paid $600 for a video and then waited 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then got the final version. I was like, this is it? Like, this is what I waited for?
Right.
And I hated that. And I hated that people were doing that to me. And that's what made me go out and get a camera. And so now being in a position to like actually take something and actually put my heart and soul into it and make sure that I'm studying color correction and, understanding how to apply a LUT or a LUT, you know what I mean? Or whatever this is, just so I could get the maximum quality out of my footage.
Right.
And when I give it to people, then they're like, yo, this is dope, bro.
It's good.
You know what I mean? Like that feeling is amazing. So like I can't exactly say like, I just want to grow as much as possible on each one. Whichever one makes me the most successful, I'm happy with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's just like I try and be the best I can be at each one. So if I can shoot like 4 videos a month, plus be in the studio 40 hours a week, plus like, you know what I mean? Be able to record my own music and be releasing it on my independent label and, have that music being spread to everybody, to be just maxed out doing everything that I love. That's the
Just like a spider web of connections. Just like it circles around. It started with audio, but circled around, became video, and like it just comes with. That's awesome, man.
And
That's
honestly,
good.
you know what? Like the engineering works like a focal point because like all of the artists come because I'm good at what I do there. And so then it's like, okay, now I have options of marketing my other stuff. Well, if you need photography, videography, here are my prices. You know what I mean? You could work with me. And like, if you're recording here, then I give you a deal. Like, you know what I mean? So like everything is like really like you said, spider webbed into each other. And it just unexpectedly, because I fell into the engineering role, like I wasn't really even supposed to, like, you know what I mean? I fell into that and it kind of just fed all the other things. You know what I mean?
That's cool. Do you have anything that you're working on now?
I have a video that I just finished up. It's called No Bad Vibes. It's a personal project, and that's what I'm getting more into this year, like releasing more of my personal music and stuff like that, and just like kind of displaying a different aspect of my cinematography, because everybody who comes to me always wants the flashy things and things moving around and stuff, and I'm like, okay, but that's boring. Like I want to get things with movement and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
mood.
The big one of the biggest things that I've been wanting to take on, because I know I was into the effects and stuff when I first, like when I opened it, maybe you were the same, and then you discovered it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like kind of use it and throw it in, and like, wait, did I do it too much? I don't know, we'll just throw another one in there, and now I'm starting to fall in love with in-camera movements, so less happening in the post and more happening in like the actual shooting, and then the only thing, if I add anything, is like maybe a tint of a color, like some kind of a, like you said, like set the mood, if it's black and white, if it's like a heavier on the shadows, or if we're gonna go a little lighter, make it happier. But other than that, like the in-camera transition is like is it. A couple masking, you know, here and there, which is great. But yeah, I'm kind of over the RGB little flare effect and the shake and the earthquake and
he knows them by name.
Sometime, you know, you do like the warp zoom and the stuff, and then you're all of a sudden, you know, doing all these things, and then it looks like a circus in there with all this stuff. You know, your timeline. If your timeline, like other than cuts, your timeline shouldn't be looking too crazy, you know?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Just like,
the real successful like ones is like you don't have to be flash. Everything, a lot of it's in the content, you know? The artist,
just like
content.
the framing.
Yeah.
Like a framing. Just like framing could do so much for like give that the mood that you're looking for, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Angles.
Yeah.
Angles for sure.
Yeah.
If it's higher, the only thing I've known, I don't know too much. I've learned all the cinematography and stuff within. Mind you, you can go ahead and finish that. I'll set you up with another drink right now. Don't worry, on the spot right here. We got it all. We got the whole setup ready to go.
Fire. Like, what is this?
So it's Patron Añejo.
Okay, cool. I almost said
gold.
A completely different word that didn't exist.
And then a
little bit of squirt.
And then I have the fresh limes right back here, like ready.
It's kind of dangerous. Kind of dangerous. I could have drank that whole thing in one go.
We're not done with the podcast yet, so
take your time. Take your time. Yeah.
Right on. So yeah, man, the transitions are sometimes get a little out of hand. They get a little. They make the videos look a little cheesy sometimes.
But you know what? That's why I'm doing my own stuff, because people want cheesy. They want the 50 million and the color changes and the zoom in and the cut. This guy slides across the screen.
It's probably because they see Tyga's like after party in like Cancun, and then they think everything's gonna look like Tyga's after party in Cancun because they got lights. They got like a siren of all kinds of lights, you know, and then it looks kind of funky. You
know, I've always like, because there are two different distinct editing styles. There are videographers who thrive off of the cutouts and the flashes and like that is a lane. But I've always been drawn towards the MMG, like Rick Ross, Jay-Z, like the monumental artists. They don't have all that shit going on in their videos. Drake doesn't have a whole bunch of shit flashing and sliding across. Like, it's just very well framed and very well moved and very well cross-faded. That's it. Like,
the only thing that's kind of crazy is just probably the content. Like the people, the characters themselves in it are the ones who make it. Or the weird like costumes or something. But they're doing it. It's not like a digital effect that causes that strange look.
Exactly.
So I know what you mean. And you know what the other thing is? There's also a difference when people are using stock transitions in comparison to key point or key framed transitions, ones that they create the timing for themselves and the masking for themselves. So those things, I mean, as a person who's been making videos and you making videos, I believe you would also agree that try to stay away from stock transitions and try to make your transitions, play with the adjustments, make the non-standard look to that blur or the little dazzle fade away or whatever. Like you make it, you change the shape, like you do it, make it different, make it a transition that nobody ever really sees. And then when you make a transition to yourself, then you can use those transitions and it doesn't get old, because when you see them all the time, it's like, I see the word little twirl and stuff. I'm gonna throw a book at these kids. The day that I invite you over, I never get it crazy out here.
It's all good.
I know. I got a bunch of shoes in here, man. I can just throw one real quick.
Shut up! Quiet!
I'll see the real sense come out of here. Like, damn, he just threw his damn shoe. Is he gonna get that shoe back?
Oh man, see, you got the king size bottle and everything.
That's
you got the drink. You got the drink champ bottle.
Yeah, I was like, oh, all right, VIP table. Bottle service in the spaceship over here.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good, dude. I'm really glad that you came out because it was
happy to be here, man.
It was kind of not abrupt, maybe abrupt, I guess, because we don't talk or hang out.
Sudden,
but just kind of have to.
I was telling wifey in the car, I was like, I don't know why I said yes.
that one right now?
I was like, I don't know why I said yeah. So it's like, that's
but you
really
said
not
got
something
pizza.
I would do.
You're like, he
He
said he got
said
pizza,
yes,
Patron.
pizza and Patron. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Shit.
guess, you know.
I mean, might as well.
Pizza my heart. You know?
Oh no, but like I said, like we were discussing earlier off camera, like as an introvert, it's like very important for me to push myself out of my comfort zones and push myself out of, you know.
Yeah.
Just being like, you know.
If you ready, if you
Yeah,
finish
I'm ready.
I was just gonna dunk your cup, but I don't want it to spill the rest of the thing, you know.
That.
Just so it doesn't get all tequila-ish all inside the water. And then we can put a lot of ice. I'll serve you more if you need it.
It's fine.
I haven't drinking out of this shot glass yet. So. Was that good right there? Is that good right there? You want to like the tippy top? Or you want a little, because you can taste it. So I thought maybe you might want to taste it.
Pour a little bit more in there for me this time.
Okay, I'm gonna mix the lime in there so everything mixes well.
Okay.
So give me just 1 sec. 1 second, guys. 1 second.
Yo, the most litest podcast I have ever been on.
I didn't know you were on many.
I haven't. But I think if they're all like this, I'm finna be like well booked this year. You know, actually, there's a couple people who asked me to come through for, you know, podcasts and interviews and stuff, and I was just never able to do it. Halfway because of my introvert stuff, but halfway because I'd be like, you know, busy. But I'm glad I got to do this one, man.
I'm glad, dude. I'm super happy about that because, like I said, it was really a big exciting portion of it to meet you like this rather than meet you. You good?
Yeah. No. Poor.
I was like, is he second guessing this?
I was like, damn, you thought I got brave all of a sudden? I was like, that shit tasted fire how you did it the first time. Don't change
it. That's how I did it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how I did it. It's good.
Stab the drink. That's when you know it's real. It's official.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Okay, you done. Having
every 15 minutes?
Every 30 minutes. 29.99 or whatever that is.
Yeah, 30? That's dope.
You're filming in 4K though, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing it in 1080.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do 1080. Luckily, it's a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a podcast, so
1080
is okay.
Yeah, you don't gotta max out on
1080 is not like crazy. And plus, I can shoot in 4K, but I haven't tried to, but I shoot in 4K, I think up to 30 frames per second, I think.
Damn.
No. I could shoot
60.
I shoot 4K and 60.
Yeah.
I think. But I got it for the 120 frames per second. Yeah, that's why I got it. Actually, yeah, 60, 4K, but I got the 120 because I hadn't had the 120. The 120 frames per second before.
It shoots 120 and 1080?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you get 4K 120?
So smooth.
Did you
No, I don't.
I
don't.
Okay.
They don't even give you 4K with GH4.
Oh, really?
I mean, like, no, not above 30. So like up to 30, you could do 4K, and then anything above that, you're down to 1080.
1080.
Yeah.
I mean, 1080's pretty cool. I mean, you get some pretty solid stuff. Obviously, everything's starting to go to 4K. But yeah, I definitely want to get. I actually want to get the. You do both, right?
It doesn't work
Video?
well. Like, see, the problem is like you could tell the obvious change, right? So like if I go from like 4K footage and then I go to the slow motion, you start seeing a slight pixelation because now you mean
going
I have
from
to
40?
expand this 1080 frame to
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
it also sorry,
yeah.
didn't mean to cut you.
Yeah, nah, just you know what I mean? Like, so it's really not ideal, and they make it like that on purpose so that you have to buy up to the next price point.
Yeah,
you know?
It's already crazy. I actually, my next one, because I'm more of a video guy than anything else, I like the A7 III because then that leaves me with, I have this camera in hand. If I need to shoot a video, it comes in nice. And if I need to take a picture, it comes in nice, you know? But I want to get the A7S III. But that one's a lot.
Another level?
Yeah, that's
Jesus
a
Christ.
lot. But
Like $4
I'm
grand?
putting money away. Those ones are like, I think they're 32
Mm.
or 34.
Hmm.
So it's
Probably full frame though.
it's there. Yeah,
4K
yeah.
full frame.
Yeah, yeah. That one is. I think it does 4K 120. I don't know. But all I know, it's video ready. I've looked it up. I obsessed about it, and then
I obsess over
You know.
120. Like I can't wait until I can get 120. That
don't-
motion.
have you been able to edit any 120?
No.
So I was having some problems with my settings. So I set it. Wait, let me make sure. What time is it? What time did I set up at? Like about. It says 7:10 on my watch. For some reason, my Google Android is like 5 minutes in. That's mine, but you can click it if you want.
7:13.
It's 7:30. Anyways, that it's 5 minutes ahead for some weird reason. Ahead of Google, other Google users or Apple. For some reason, my phone and my watch is ahead 5 minutes. It's the weirdest thing.
Does what it wants.
Yeah, apparently. It's worse. It's like about like my kid, huh? Just over here, just like thinking he can do whatever he wants. Like, what the heck? Except I can't put this watch in check. That's the only thing, you know. My kid, you know, off the record, you know, it's kind of a little chancla flying through the air, you know. If you hear a little thump, you'd be like, "Yep, got him." You crying again? No. I was like, okay, you're good. Go to. You want it again? He's like, no, I got the left one still. You know?
Man,
how old are your little ones?
Oh well, shit, they're not so little. You know, my son is 15.
Oh,
my
nice.
Daughter is 14.
Awesome.
Yeah, so like grown.
Little adults. You got some young adults on your hands.
Yeah, man, they be giving me problems.
Oh, dude, I don't even know. I'm not there yet. Don't scare me. I'm at the 4-year-old. I got a 4-year-old. I'm stepping on Nerf guns and Legos still. So
honestly, they're not that bad, man. Like that, I lucked out. I lucked out. I got good kids. They don't not in a bunch of problems, but it's just like the homework stuff. It's like, yo, it's like I gotta be doing the homework with them because you know what I'm saying, like staying on top of them. But hey, that's what we signed up for, you know.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's. You know what? I want to have a squad of 4. You know, like I want to have 4 kids. Okay, I'm not ready there yet. I'm not like ready yet. But I think I've been like, I think I've been like almost out of frame. I thought I had all this room.
Yeah,
and it's the stupid sidebars. It's the stupid sidebars. All right, guys. He has probably got some crappy composition earlier, but anyways, we're good.
We're still good. We're in frame.
We'll make it work.
Yeah,
it's a podcast. It's been my first one in like the last like 6 months, man. It's been I stopped everything, man. I don't know, dude. I'm not saying I became depressed, but it's just like the pandemic thing just like killed everything.
It's hard.
I used to play soccer on a team. Like I used to go and play like on a team or two. I was playing at least like 3 times a week. Probably like hit the gym every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, and like once that hit, I just was like, you know, kind of drink a little more. You stay at home a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have to do anything. Even my classes, because I'm in an apprenticeship for, I do electrical work for the union. So I'm in an apprenticeship. I'm almost done with it. I'm done with that in April, is my last class. And in June was supposed to be our celebration or whatever, our ceremony, but I guess they bumped it up to September. I don't know. I don't really, not that I don't care, but I'm like, I'm just happy I'm done.
Yeah.
Going to school like 2 times a week.
4 years?
4 years. 4 years. They have a 5-year program, but I did the 4-year one. And it's like Tuesdays this semester is like Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And I used to do Zoom. And then, you know, I was in Zoom class and I could still have a drink, you know, and I'd be like,
yeah.
They're like, what's the answer? I'd be like, excuse me. Robert, can you get this one? And then they get it, and then they're like, Mirko, I go, oh, sorry, I just did bad signal, you know, or whatever. Like, I was just like, I would just do. No, just kidding. I'm probably exaggerating. It's probably because they're watching. I'm just kidding because they're watching. You know. It's not what it is. Not what it looks like, guys. No, but yeah, you know, like I was just home and I just was being a little more lazy and not as motivated, which was horrible, you know. And then now that things are opening up, I feel like it gave me like, it sounds so cliche, like a glimpse of hope life. Or something. Yeah, like something invigorating or something. I don't know, man. Dude, I went to go play the other day, do my lower back. I was like holding my back like an old man. I was like, dude, that's
not where you want to be.
I go, I need to get back. I need to get back. So I save tequila for podcast days. You know, I try to save the you know, for the times like, I mean, you know, we're being productive. Yeah. You know, we get to make some content, which I can shoot you any of this that you might like or anything like that. Or I'll just post it everywhere, and then you can just post it everywhere or repost or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So you can have that, and then if you like for people to get to know the real sense, you know, the real Dago vids, Dago videos, for sure. You know, kind of thing. So you have that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been a bit since I've posted anything or even like worked on anything. I've been just working, like doing my electrical stuff, and then I'd make like product videos and product photography for my lady's business, and then that's it, you know, like it's just, that's where my content pretty much was based out of.
Yeah.
And then I just put on a pause, man. How did you do with the during the whole, like, the real lockdown that we had? Like, now everything's a little bit laid back.
I actually killed in that. I think because a lot of people got scared and drew back. And then so for, like, everything, I was the only person who was working. Oh, you know what I mean? So, like, I just kind of jumped in with both feet. I was like, fuck it. If I die, I die. But I was like, I'm not missing this money. So I was like, but I have the luxury of doing that because I don't have kids at home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in your situation, you got, your kid. You don't want to risk certain things, right?
Right.
But like, I was just like, all right, cool. So let me take advantage of this. Jumped into it, and like, I got a whole bunch of videos. One of the ways I also tried to keep myself, like, kind of mentally in check was by staying in the gym. Like, I went to the gym. I'm not gonna lie though, there was a time where I was smoking so much weed, bro. Like, I haven't smoked weed for like maybe 2-3 months now. Well, like, regularly, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes people would be like, pass me, and I'll be, pass it back. But like, there was a point where I was smoking every day and I couldn't get high anymore. I was buying the highest. I was like, what is that? Is that an eighth for $85? Give me that. Like, you know what I mean? I buy it and I'd smoke it and I'd be like, fuck, bro, I still can't. When I got to that point, I was just like, no, this is not normal.
Something's up.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm trying to numb myself. Like, so basically how I deal with trauma is by like, like diving into work. You know what I mean? Good. So like, it's really not though, because you got to kind of deal with the things that are happening, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think everybody else kind of got like, some people were like, oh shit, this is fucked up. And then some people were just like, fuck, go. But either way, it caught up to you at some point. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so like my stuff caught up to me, and I was like, oh, I'm just trying to numb myself out so I could keep on going. And I was like, all right, I gotta stop. And then that fraction of like a week or 2 weeks where like you're sobering out and like trying to deal with real life without anything to assist.
Right.
Was like stressful as hell. But once I got through it, I was like, okay, my brain's starting to fire on all cylinders.
So like again. A lot of mental games.
Yeah.
A lot of mental games.
Yeah.
Ups, a little bit of downs, a little bit of ups, a little bit of downs. And then like different freeways, like different speed limits for the way your mind was like having to roll, like roll with the punches. And then sometimes it's like, I'm too much into it. I don't know. Like it was a lot. I played a lot of mental games throughout this year too, which is kind of why I made a lineup this month. Well, I anticipated a lineup. The other guy, he canceled earlier. It's all good. Vado, same as Vado. I'm hoping to get him on and then see, him and his wife, I guess, do the same thing. They do media stuff.
Yeah.
For, a known company or whatnot. But want to get to know them too. And yeah, man, it's just like I'm trying to keep up in it. And which is also another thing too, is like I get to meet somebody else in the game of excuse me, in that like media game, you know, media meaning anything like audio, anything visual, anything like that, creative wise, you know what I mean? And it's good, you know, it's healthy, it's something that I was wanting to do. And like I said, man, ultimately, like meeting up and like engaging like this and really meeting you first person, like live, like on the podcast, you know.
Like this is like the second time we're talking, by the way. Like, I know it seems like we're best friends from like way back.
Yeah, I know it. I almost don't even, I can't even really, you know, picture the first time we were really like going back and forth at all, you know. But you know what's funny is like we probably even because this, I think maybe when I was following you and we were going back and forth or anything, that was like before the pandemic stuff, right? Yeah. So I feel like we've probably changed a lot. Like we've matured in certain ways, you know. Became different parents, became different individuals, different have a different fire inside, you know, from maybe what it was. And which is good that, you know, fuck it, like we got together and we met up now and after, and now we're post the initial stage of pandemic, right? Whatever.
The shock.
And right, exactly. The shock, bro. The shock. That was a very, you know, a dramatic, you know, abrupt, you know, thing, dude. Like all the toilet paper
of life,
bro. What'd you do with all the toilet paper? Not you. What'd you do? What'd you do? With that
I was
habit,
legit.
You know?
Like I was not panicking until I went to. I seen all the toilet paper gone, and I was like, oh, like everybody else is panicking. Like, how long is this gonna last? Like, how is it gonna affect the way that I eat? Right. So I was like, okay, like, you know what? It's cool. Like my parents are from the Caribbean. We know how to make small amounts of food last for a long time. You just get rice and some meat and some vegetables and you'll be good. There was no rice. Like rice was gone.
Even noodles.
That's when I started to panic. I was like, started driving around everywhere looking for rice, bro.
I know. I also refrained from like the whole like I'm buying 15 packs of toilet paper, you know. I was like, I'll buy one, but I'll buy one mega one. But I'll just buy one, you know. Waters, if I get my hands, I'll buy 2 waters, you know. Yeah. But bro, there's a corner liquor store over here. They were selling things of toilet paper for like $15 a 6-pack of toilet paper, and a 24-pack of water was like $20, dude. And I was like, this guy's making a killing. And I was like, dude, these people are just. And you know what the sad part was is I was also watching other like content online is that people were purposely out buying, like over purchasing and getting all this like stocking up just to resell and flip. And I go, that was not cool, you know.
It's not humanity, man.
That was not cool. That was very selfish. It was not the opportune time to take advantage of the economy and like the way it was. Like that's not right. Like other things, supply and demand is strictly upon choice. But like when you
you're going through an emergency
you kind of like need
situation.
something, you know, like water, something of a necessity.
But that's when capitalism shows its true face, kind of like, you know what I mean. When like it's like, and then you start to question where does the cap on capitalism come? Like, how do we
just
stop
haven't really
it from going too far? Because obviously humans don't have any natural inclination to be decent.
No, we're selfish. Yeah, we're definitely selfish. Definitely some are more selfish than others, and those colors come out a little earlier than others, you know. Yeah. Like we get pushed to that, you know, that limit, and then it comes out, right? Yeah. And then we get those times where we're not even pushed that far, but those people are already showing those colors, and you're like, dude, you're not even there yet. Like it's not. I mean, it was crazy too when there was no canned food. Yeah. You remember that? That's what made it. That's what tripped me out. The toilet paper was like. Not to get graphic, but you know we got water. What are you gonna do? You
exactly
know?
Right. I was like, yo, I don't even care.
Wash your ass. You know, I was actually gonna buy a bidet, and I was like one of the attachments, and I was like, I'll do it. Tried one time for the first time. I was like, woo, you know, like I was like, well, this is a new thing, but I was like, hey, now times have changed, I guess. You know,
yeah,
so, shit. Even had warm water. It was nice. It was nice, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, think about it. Think of the concept, right? Think of the concept, which we've heard like Joe Rogan and stuff talk about it, whatever. But think of the concept. Like, you wipe your ass, you're just smearing shit, you know? If you wash your ass, you're taking it all away. You're cleaning your butt. No, you're done with it.
We have reached this point of the conversation. That's where we're at with
That's
it.
Good. That's good. We get to know the real. You can get through the bidet conversation. This is how the first impression goes. You can be like, "This is the best first impression I ever got from this guy." You're like, we covered pandemics. We covered ass washing, and he made me a bomb drink. I'm on both sides of the spectrum here. That's exactly how we're gonna go with this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
But yeah, I mean, canned food I was never big on. But,
no, I wasn't. But all the meat was gone.
Food.
All the meat was gone, and so I resorted to canned food stuff, which I still got my hands on some meat, but then it was like I'm buying, ribeyes that they don't even have on sale, and I'm like, I don't want to buy $20 for this fillet. Like I'm like, I'm not Joe Rogan with my $100 million Spotify contract. Like I'm a middle class citizen in San Diego right now. I'm doing my thing.
You're good. You're natural.
I might have a middle class, stature, but I got high class ambitions.
Yeah.
So I'm going there. Right. Yeah.
All should, man.
No, for sure. I know where I'm going. The direction is set. It's the current circumstance is irrelevant to me.
I see you have a vision board, right?
Or is it, that's we
affirmations.
With these, my lady's really big into those. Okay. But she keeps keeps me in line. No, it's not. I'm a very let's see, to describe no. I believe that I should be that way, but I believe I have tendencies of okay, to summarize my character, right? And this is our introduction, right? So you're gonna find out who I am in a nutshell. Is my character is look at these antics. I tend to forget my wallet before leaving. I tend to I try to be early in some places, but I tend to have a habit of being late. So sometimes I procrastinate, And I also like to make with the time that I have. I like to exploit the time that I have and do as much as I can, even though that's not what was planned for. So when I hang out with friends or family, I really take advantage of it and push it to the very end to be like, okay, we won't leave in 5 minutes. We'll leave in, we won't leave in 20 minutes. Like I said, we'll leave in like 5 minutes or whatever you get the gist, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very in the moment and I'm very spontaneous. So because of those characteristics, I love to enjoy moments. I love to meet people. I love to talk a lot. I love to engage, but at the same time, I'm so efficient in the way I want to be, or not the way I want to be, but the way I naturally am, that it tends to hinder my pre-planning, my scheduling, and so the reason all that came up is the vision board is I have the vision. I love the positivity. I love optimism. I am a half full person because that's how I keep going. But I'm just like how you kind of did say, if I'm skeptical, it's not that I'm necessarily skeptical. It's just that I already know it. So in my head, I'm like, well, why would I write it when I know I replay it and I obsess over it all the time? It's weird.
See, like for me, I was taught you don't even have to write it. It's just like a process of repeating it in your head. And even that to me is like, okay, I've been doing this for like 4 months now. And like, honestly, it's the first thing that comes into my mind every time I wake up. Like, why do I need to continue doing it? Right. And it's just like that, like every time I bring up another motivational speech from somebody like Bob Proctor or somebody like, Les Brown, is just like that repetition, man. That repetition is really what's going to take you there. And anytime I like feel like I'm falling off and I go back to it and I start doing the repetition again, I do notice like the increases, but it's just like such a pain in the ass to maintain.
It's almost kind of monotoned a little bit when you kind of keep replaying it, and
Yeah.
then it's like it loses its effect, you know. Which is kind of why sometimes I keep away from the motivational speeches, and then I go back to it 3 months later.
Right. That's
and then
what I like to do,
bro,
yeah.
Les Brown, awesome, bro. I love that man.
Amazing.
I love that man. And then Eric Thomas just pumps you up. I'm like an Eric Thomas. I'm a ET. I'm a Les Brown, and I'm a Gary V. You know, like those guys are awesome. And
Yeah,
then
I need intensity.
and then I have a very subtle takeout from, like, when I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. A lot of that brings let me make sure I'm in frame here, because I've been not in frame for like I don't know how long. So no, you're solid, bro. You have a white shirt, so I can see. I have a black shirt, so I lost it in the sidebars.
Yeah,
you know,
sidebar.
I got the polka dots are bright. So
I mean, shit.
but the Joe Rogan podcast, he always, he doesn't say it to say you need to get off your ass, you need to go pick up and do shit, you know. But when I hear the things that he does, he doesn't boast. He's pretty humble, you know. I really like his empathy.
Yeah.
When he talks to people, and then when he counters them for the sake of not argument, but he counters it for the sake of a counter view, like
Discussion.
Just
Yeah.
right for his discussion,
That's
which is what his podcast is, you know.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Like a great.
That's why he's
talent
a good commentator. You know, he's not biased.
Yeah.
He can perform. He can state a biased statement, but he doesn't take it on like other people when they're
feel
radical.
completely unjudged. Like he doesn't have a. You know what I mean? Like.
But they don't. Sometimes they don't understand that because it's so new. Not everyone's like that, right?
Yeah.
So he tends to approach you and counter you, and then you're like, no, I told you this, and then he's like, wait, but I understand that. See, the thing is that a lot of people, what they do is when they argue, and let's say I provide a statement, and then you counter me, I'm just trying to listen to you and nod enough to get you finished with your statement, so I can finally state mine. How many times have we ever been caught like that? Like, haven't you done that? Even like, okay, you know, we'll be honest. At least for me, you know, you argue with your lady. Because it's emotional, right? It's emotional. You got a real relationship, right? You know you're gonna go home, back to bed the same day. You're gonna wake up the next day. You'll be fine. But at the moment, sometimes things, you know, you're trying to be parents. You grew up with parents that raised you a certain way. She grew up with parents that raised her a certain way. Now you guys got to raise things together in the same house and mold your own thing. You know that you're just like, okay, just spit it out, say it, because I got something I got to say. Hurry up. I got that key point, you know. And then we get caught like that, and then we don't really listen. We don't really listen, you know. So listening is a real big thing, you know. Like the less is more thing is a real thing, you know. It's pretty. It's kind of cool when you kind of like, I've never really said it. For me to hear my own words, I'm on a microphone. I hear my own words. I hear my breath. You know, I can hear the way I say it, and it just it makes so much sense that genuinely listening, and then reciprocating a proper, like, your interpretation, and then, you know, your actual answer becomes a true conversation and a true discussion rather than an argument. An argument just looks like two tunnel vision people spitting at each other, and when one has to take time to take a breath, the other one finds the time to stick their words in there. And that's kind of what the argument is, you know. But a discussion, or at least an intense debate, tends to be a lot of listening, you know. A real tactful counter argument rather than just simply spatting words. Right. Which is why I like the Joe Rogan show, which is that all came back.
Like I said, that guy is like, I don't even think, would you describe that as a talent? That has to be a talent, because I just think he was just born with that. Like, I don't even.
It's like this humanitarian
was made
podcaster type thing, you know? Like,
that's the first person who I saw interview Kanye West and make him look sane. I'm not gonna lie. Right, Kanye does that to himself because he does have radical ideas. Yeah, but he broke it down in a way where he worked through his thought process.
Kind of like the Alex Jones thing, right? He gave him the time to explain.
I never watched that. Maybe that will reframe my view of him.
You saw the first one, or did you see the second one?
I haven't seen any of them. I've only seen the one with Kanye West.
Oh, you didn't listen to any of those either?
No, none of the ones with Alex Jones.
So Alex Jones was like, you know, attacked Twitter, blah, 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 all that social media stuff. You know how it goes, social media.
Yeah.
And then he had him on again, even though people were like, no, don't do it or whatever. Apparently, according to him, that's what he's saying that they said. And so he ended up that's some high definition crunching right there. So he ended up breaking down and fact checking him on everything that he was saying, because people were criticizing that, oh, he's coming stuff with left field, blah blah blah. And luckily he has like a Jamie, right? Or Jamie, right? You know, Jamie is on Joe Rogan's podcast, is his like Googler,
Fact checker,
researcher, fact checker, media guy. He organizes all his podcasts, right? And they were fact checking everything as they went along, which ended up being that one time Alex Jones is this like controversial, he sounds like a conspiracy theorist, but apparently he had one false accusation, like this, what was her name? Sandy Hook. I think
Sandy
it was like a Sandy Hook.
Is the name of the school that had the shooting.
Okay, the Sandy Hook shooting, that they said that the teachers planned it or something like that, or what did they say?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? So anyways, he got that wrong, and then ever since then he's been like tainted or whatever. You know, like they kind of already thought that because he had those conspiracy theories. But mind you, whether you already know this, kind of explaining it for people to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Alex Jones is like this controversial conspiracy theorist in a sense. That's how he's looked at, right? And so they brought him on again, and then they fact checked everything, and so everything was legit, or if 95% of it is. But I mean, we're humans, so I mean, we got to have some errors, right? Okay. And so that's exactly what he did with Kanye. I'm not saying he fact checked him, but he would check him when he would come up to those to say, no, we're not going to jump to the next idea.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that you mean by that? So that he had to elaborate a bit.
That was genius, bro. Because like, honestly, when Kanye was moving through certain topics, I'd be like, yo, you have to be a genius to understand that he doesn't mean it in that context, and then stop him, and then understand that other people would take it out of context, and then try and get him to break it down in layman's terms so that regular people would understand the context of what he was trying to say. I was like, he has a genius in him in itself, like, of how he's able to approach conversations.
It's like a superpower empathy type of thing, you know, like a way to understand and listen.
Yeah.
And then like he's a computer that took in the command, and then he gave you what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know, he printed it out for you, you know?
He made it smooth. Smoothed everything out.
He what's it called? Oh my goodness, I just had it and I lost it. I hate it when people are like, "Oh, you did. It was a lie." I'm like, it's a given. It's a given that on the podcast, the audio file will have a slightly bit longer file. I just sent it all through. I don't really cut anything.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, guys, because the battery was cut and I had to readjust the camera.
Yeah.
But just so you know, like, I don't cut anything. Everything is like a raw, unscripted. Yeah. I don't like to do interview questions. I like to do top of the mind, like.
Yeah, just conversational.
If I have stuff, I'll write it down. Yeah. I mean, if I do, I'd probably dry erase board, marker this, and like write it down, and then, you know. But this is supposed to be a free flowing type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Which is great because
feels a lot like the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We in San Diego, so we're the new thing, you know. Like we're no, which is that guy was also a big inspiration. I wanted to do a podcast before, but then I met him, and I was like, or not. I wish I met him, but
I was like, damn.
No. I met him virtually. I saw him. He doesn't know, but we're friends. You know? One of those things. He doesn't know, but we're best friends. We talk every day, or he talks to me every day.
Stalker.
Joe Rogan.
He's got a little Joe Rogan picture next to his bed. Good night, Joe.
Good job. That's motivation. That little buff ass hobbit looking guy. That guy is an awesome person.
For real.
I'm only talking shit, Joe, because I love you. So if you ever were to come across this and be like, this motherfucker,
please have me.
You know, that is because I love you.
I'll be on your show
next,
man.
He likes it when I talk. He likes it when people talk shit. Anyways, he says they're comedians. Like comedians have that dark humor, so they like that shit.
Yeah, for real. But that's crazy.
He does have some funky friends though. Sometimes I'll get on there, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, something." Nah. and I killed your family. And I'm like, what the hell? These
What?
guys on that dark humor, like they come up with this stuff, and I go, these guys are out of hand, dude.
What is this,
I go,
Clubhouse or
talk
some
about-
shit?
No, when Joe Rogan has like his other comedians on, and they're like, yeah, we
shit.
do that. They'll be talking about how their humor's like dark, and then they'll be saying some like crazy dramatic stuff, like killing this, or like, yeah, I slapped your mom. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you guys are like,
Dude, somebody should invite Joe Rogan to Clubhouse, so that we can go.
Clubhouse
on there
is the
talk to him.
Clubhouse is the what?
It's an iPhone app.
And
it's just kind of like celebrities and I guess people with clout, quote unquote, they go on there and they create rooms, and then anybody else who has been invited to this platform, that's the key to it. It's an invite only platform, so you can't even get on the platform unless you're invited. Well, you could apply
on the platform itself.
Yeah. So, like, I got onto the platform because I got invited from
Cool.
somebody else who was, like, you know what I mean, on the platform.
Am I allowed to ask who that was?
Yeah, it's actually one of my rapper friends named Shovelhead Tez. Salute to Shovelhead
how
Tez,
does
one
he
of the
get on
realest
there?
dudes I know. He's a networker. Like, he just, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
Same type
okay.
of thing as me. Like,
Yeah.
he just goes and he shakes hands and he kisses babies, and, like, he's just a politician. He's
yeah?
everywhere. You know,
Oh, he's a politician?
Well, he's not like, I just mean like,
Oh, yeah. In
you
the
know
sen-
what I mean?
okay, I understand.
So he's
The
like, yeah,
the characteristics, not the actual
yeah.
title.
Like
Okay,
he goes,
okay.
and he's always in different cities. So every city that he goes to, he's just like, he meets people and he connects. So like that's why I like what you're doing here, because like this is so essential. Like, you know what I mean? Connecting with new people and stuff like that. Because now when I get an iPhone, because it's only on iPhone, I can invite you. Like, you could have access to the platform. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, you know, it's just, but you know, they go into these rooms and they have conversations, and there's open discussion and open forum, and because it's invite only, there's not a whole bunch of people, and you could have these direct conversations with like people who you may or may not idolize, or like, you know what I mean, or like may
Are they
admire.
professionals or
Yeah, professionals. Like, you know, Meek Mill will be on there. Like, I'm talking about on the hip hop side, just so that you have a context of like, you know, the caliber of the people that be on there. Like, you know, so Meek Mill, or like, you know, like, or you might have a Gary V on there. You know what I mean? And you can ask him direct questions like, "Hey Gary, blah blah," and he'll hear you and respond to you. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's hella dope.
I like his attack. It's kind of bulldog approaches with some things, and I like that.
Yeah, I think
old school.
if you take pieces of it and apply it to your life, it's okay. But it seems like he doesn't really get to enjoy the actual living part of life, and I think for him that's okay, because I think his enjoyment comes from the grind.
Yeah. His life is
the grind.
That,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. But
no. I totally get what you mean. Like that like almost like you don't want to live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm
It's
like
kind of
it's a little extreme. You know what I'm saying? But like I get it, bro. But like, you should really go out and have a beer sometime. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. What I mean? And the cool thing too is what I like that he promotes is he's like, hey, if you need to sleep in, like sleep in, you know. But then you get your work done. Like, it's okay. Like it's your productivity, not your like you don't have to work off my schedule.
Yeah.
If I'm successful a certain way,
I respect
I don't have to implement my schedule onto you, because the sleeping is probably one of the most essential things that you need as a human being. Is like, if you don't sleep well, you're pretty much done.
Yeah,
if you don't sleep well
you're
and you don't
useless.
eat, if you don't sleep and
decision
you
making
eat,
is shit.
yeah. I mean, like, dude, the other day I'm working, and then we skipped lunch or whatever, and I was like, oh, I didn't drive there. I didn't go get lunch, and I was like, oh man, I'm useless. I'm trying to look essential.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look like I'm valid here. I'm trying to look like I'm a part of this team, but I'm like, don't I have a granola bar in my tool bag? Because that's me, bro. I sneak I have granola bars. I have little applesauce things,
man.
But that's me, dude. Like,
have to.
Bro, in construction, I don't know if you ever done construction, but in construction,
I've been a local 27 carpenter. So for
hell yeah.
2 years. 2 years. I was a local 27 car.
Hell yeah, that's San Diego,
Toronto.
Toronto,
Yeah.
Canada.
That's where I'm from originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you doing out here? Well, at least San Diego's a good city.
I mean, yeah, it's
be
the
a part
best
of.
city out of all of the cities in America, I would say. Like, I've lived in New York. I've lived in San Francisco, the Bay. I've lived in Richmond. And I'm telling you, you guys have a beautiful city and enjoy it, man. Like, it's like, you know,
I'm not even
so
originally
much,
from here, but it's like that's why I moved here because it's great.
so many opportunities. Where are you from originally?
I'm actually Riverside County. It's like an hour and a
Yeah,
half
it's like
north
outside.
from here.
Yeah.
And
Been looking for some
not to mention-
foreclosures out there so I can do some flipping.
Yeah, I used to live actually in Hemet. I don't know if you know where that is.
No.
It's like the boonies. Like if the boonies had a boonies, that's the boonies. Like that's the spot. You know, like that's where I was. You know, bro. You got me to get tequila, and then now I'm just like I'm on this thing. I had to make myself another drink.
Man,
whenever you're ready, I'm making your
down,
next one.
I'm definitely.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, I'm ready for the next one. Yeah, whatever you got to do.
Let's get it.
Oh my goodness, this turned out great, dude. This turned out great. It's awesome. I'm totally glad this turned out great. I'm glad I turned an introvert into a podcast extrovert.
Right.
You know, this is great, dude.
I was telling him.
Awesome. I was like, I wish all these interviews went like this. Not that any of my past guests, it didn't go that way, but
don't
you know,
wanna make anybody feel
meeting somebody for the first time is definitely a different vibe, you know, a different feel. But it's I personally, sorry,
that's all good.
I personally am a very talkative individual.
I mean, that's
as
good.
A lot of people could say
that's good because you know I'm hella not. So I was like, oh, I hope I hope it's not one of the, I've had interviews where people themselves don't know what to say. They didn't really have any context of what to say with me, and I'm like. Why did you ask me here? Like, you know what I mean? If you didn't know what you wanted to do, why did you ask me here? But this is cool, man. This is cool as hell, bro.
You know what makes everything even better is it's almost like the idea of redundancy when you're listening to yourself speak, that it makes the conversation more interesting, but doesn't it make it more involved that when you listen to yourself and you speak,
I'm in here.
it's almost like
that's crazy.
It's almost like whatever you're expressing yourself as. Yeah. Oh, did I not get you lime?
That's all good. We got.
Oh shit. Yeah. Get it in there. Mix it up. Make a mess. I don't care. As long as nothing shorts out, we're good, dude. Get it. Throw the whole lime in there. I don't care. Whatever. I got a whole tree in the refrigerator.
I'm trying to copy what you did. I seen you had a whole technique to it. I was like, yeah.
I have a whole tree of limes in the fridge, man. You go at it, bro. Yo, now
you just keep them on deck, huh? All right.
Yeah, you can't have enough limes, man. I eat it with cucumbers. You try those Persian cucumbers, those little tiny mini cucumbers, bro. No. They're crisp. They're more crisp than the regular. Cucumbers. The skin is like crisp, so when you bite it, it doesn't kind of like stick like an apple peel. Yeah. It's super. It's like it goes with the whole thing. They're smaller. You slice it up. You eat it with some tajin. Do you like tajin? You like spicy?
You know
hot,
what?
You know,
like that's not something that we did in Canada. But when I came out here, I was like, "Yo, tajin! They put it on everything, and that shit tastes fire."
You
like the mango nadas, bro.
Oh, bro. Oh, have you been to Tropi Fruit?
Nah. Then we have one in Imperial Beach, though.
Bro, I've been to a lot of spots in San Diego. Fire. I've been to spots. Cheers. I've been to a lot of spots in San Diego, and there's there you go. That's the type of podcast we're trying to have.
Here we go. Now it's a party.
So, I've been to a couple spots here in San Diego. And I've tried mangoñadas, and they also call them chamangos. Bro, I'm gonna invite you next time. I'm gonna just call you. I'll be like, bro, what are you doing this weekend? We'll go do some little shooting, do some B-roll, get some nice footage of we'll do like self like each other type of shoots, you know, to add content.
Yeah.
And I'll take you to that spot. We'll have a fresh little lunch over there.
Yeah.
It'll be good, dude. I'll take you over there, man. That shit is bomb,
I'm
dude.
with it, man.
That one, you ever tried like corn in a cup?
What do they call it?
It's like the elote with the hot sauce, but they cut it and they put it in a cup. You just eat it with a spoon, so you don't have to bite it off of the cup.
Yeah.
You know, they put lime, they put hot sauce, they put chili powder in there, they put Parmesan and some mayo.
Yeah,
they mix all that up.
If you say she don't like it like that, she likes it off of the cob.
She does like off the cob? I like it either way, man.
It tastes different when they put it in the cup. I feel like
it probably does, because you know what they do sometimes because sometimes when you find some spots and the thing is that they don't cut it off the cob, so that's what the issue is, and the water from the can or whatever that they're doing gets in there, and it probably waters it down a little bit, and you don't get like the straight powder onto the taste buds. The saltiness, it's watered down instead of the straight seasoning on the taste buds. So I get that, but it's good. It's good. I like it. The chavangos are good, and then like right across the street there's this like Thai place. I don't know if you like Thai food.
I mean, like, that's all they have here is like Mexican, Thai, and
that's the only Thai place I ever go to. But Mexican food for sure. I know some bomb ass tacos that are here. They're birria tacos. Other than that, Chula Vista, National City for sure. They got it down. But birria, there's a spot. There's a birreria almost like downtown Logan Heights. Other than that, this spot over here is like one of those Italian,
you gotta do the hand, like you gotta do like so.
That's exactly how it goes.
That's crazy.
Man.
I'm down, man. But I'll tell you honest truth, man. Like, one thing about me, and please don't take this as any disrespect.
It's on the record, guys.
Or San Diegans, please don't. Like, I love the food. There's just not enough diversity. There is only Mexican food everywhere, and the same
Where are we located?
And I'm tired of it. I'm from Toronto. Like, we have like Greek, we have like Yugoslavian, we have like have so many different types.
It needs to be like LA. I wish it was like LA, bro.
Right.
LA, like, I'm Peruvian, and like Peru's like not a popular South American country, and they have Peruvian spots. I know they have Chilean spots. Like, here they have a Peruvian mixed with Brazil. Bro, I love Brazilian. I have friends that are Brazilians. But why you gotta give me a Brazilian Peruvian spot? Give me its own Peruvian spot. Give Brazil their own Brazilian spot. Like we don't have it, you know. And I know exactly what you mean. It's either Mexican. There's a lot of mind you, I am not culturally, geographically conscious enough to know where everything's located. But if it's Indian food, Arabic food, Chaldean food, it's like that. And it's just that, or it's Mexican food. Or you have Claremont, where you have a bunch of Vietnamese, Korean type of food, and then some Thai spots out here, and then that's it. That's all I've seen is that probably like that top four.
But I think the one spot we tried where the food was a little bit different was a Himalayan spot up by Mission Valley, I think.
Oh, nice.
It's a Himalayan spot.
Where's
but it's
Himalayan?
Still like
where's like the Himalayans from?
Same area that you're talking about, though.
No.
Middle
Like
Eastern,
what country?
Arabic.
Oh, okay.
But Nepal.
Nepalese.
So like it's like in between India and like China.
I found a pretty cool Mongolian Turkish spot in close to PB, and that food was pretty good, dude. And the only reason I found it is because
when you hit Google, like
no, the lady. Well, I don't know. To be honest,
the most obscure food I could find.
Whatever I can't pronounce. Give me that, please. It's all Google cannot comply. I'm like, I want to go there.
So talk about, man.
Yeah, dude. I got into. Have you heard of Bombay Coast? It's a famous restaurant. A guy made like a cookbook and everything there. I'm not checking my watch because I'm trying to kick you out. I'm checking my watch to make sure I keep track of our recording.
Yeah. It's cool.
Don't worry. So it's
the first time I seen you do that, I was like, oh damn, he trying to get rid of me already. I was like, shit, we just sat down. I was like, I'm bored this guy already.
The podcast is over when the bottle's over. So. She's like, I guess I gotta join in. Oh no, sorry, they're grabbing the baby.
Now the
there.
baby's turning up. Baby's like, yeah.
How's he kicking so soon? You're like, right on, dude. No, it's dude, the food out here that I can find of the ethnicities that they do carry, it's still a game. You know, it sucks. It doesn't suck, but it sucks that the diversity, like you're saying, isn't how it is. Like my brother lives in LA, and I lived there for like, I can't even say I lived there, but I stayed there for like 6 months to almost a year. And dude, I like walking, because I would have to walk. I didn't have a car then. I was 18 going to 19. I got my first car at 19, but I was like 17 to 18. And I ended up getting like a bus pass, right? Like a monthly bus pass. And like I would go, I lived on 27th Street in Normandy, and I used to go to school on 187th Street and Crenshaw.
Jesus.
Or something like, no, Crenshaw.
I don't know anything about anything, but I heard Crenshaw, and that was like.
But Crenshaw, it was Torrance High School. So it was near Crenshaw and like 187th Street, which, you know, the little streets, small, bigger, small, from 27th Street to 187th Street, it's a ways, you know. And so by bus, it would take me 30 minutes that the bus would take the freeway. I used to take the Highway Express bus or whatever. Or you take the other bus that skips like 5 bus stops and then stops, skips 5 bus stops and then stops. Still taking me 30 minutes, you know? So I used to do that type of thing. So I used to walk a lot. Bro, I tried pupusas for the first time out there, which is a Salvadorian thing. I tried because I'm Peruvian, you know, like I tried authentic Peruvian food and it was awesome. You should try pollo a la brasa. You know what? I was going to tell you too. You're like, oh, you know, no disrespect. I want to try different things, you know? Mind you, my mind is like scatterbrained when it comes to like topics and things I want to talk about. So I will jump. Stay with me. But the way that you said that you're like, yeah, you know, I want to try more things. Like, I'll invite you over next time, and I'll make you some Peruvian food, and then you can, you know, I think there's maybe a Peruvian food in San Diego. I know for sure. I saw one in like Vista area or something like that, Oceanside area.
We have to go.
Anyways,
we had Peruvian food over in La Jolla.
In La Jolla, do they have one there?
Really
When was it? Or when did you guys?
Oh my god. It was only a couple of months ago, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last summer.
Yo, my problem is consistency, bro. Like this, like the city, like, yo, for example, there's a, should I say that? Yeah, I'm going to say it. And you guys got to get it on track, man. Mississippi's, man, you guys are fire half of the time, and then the other half of the time, I don't know who you got in the back, but I'm going to start asking. Because
where is it?
It's called Mississippi Soul Food or something like that. I don't
what
know.
Kind of food is it?
It's up in Lemon Grove. It's soul food. You know what I mean? So like,
describe. I've never been to a spot that serves like soul food. So like,
so it's like black food, like I don't know how to explain it. I guess like Caribbean food, but the American version. So it's like slave based. Like, you know what I mean? It's this like Caribbean food is the result of like, you know.
When I think of soul food, all I know is, or that I think that I know is like, I think of collard greens. I think of greens, like
yams, candy yams, fried chicken. What else did they have?
Is it like a Cajun-ish kind of thing? No Cajun.
No, not really. No.
That's South. That's like the South thing.
Yeah, South has their own thing, but you know, the fried fish. That's a big thing in soul food things, and oxtails. Oxtails is a big thing, and that's crazy because that's both in Caribbean food and soul food. That's like just black food and period. Like, I love oxtails. What's it called? And what else? I don't know. Cornbread. Yeah, the cornbread wasn't nothing too special, but yeah.
There's a plate that we make. Wait, okay. I'm gonna check that thing in like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna redo it because I think it was like 40. So I'll check in like 5 minutes. So there's let me know if you need to go.
Nah, that's cool.
Oh, you
I'm
good?
chill.
You good? She's like giving you the look. She's like 1 wing, 2 wings. She's like, bitch, you know, I told you I'm trying to go watch my show because I'm not trying to relax this weekend. Mind you, I was doing like 37 blinks right now. I did it for him. 37 blinks meant, bitch, you know, get me to my Netflix show. So we have a plate that's made out of yams, right?
Okay.
I don't really know the difference between sweet potato and yams because every time they label it at the store, the potato looks orange, the potato looks white, the potato's sweet. My lady would eat these potatoes. They're yellow, they're sweet. I don't know. All I know is that I eat yams and they're orange. They have a brown skin. They're hanging out in my kitchen right now.
Yeah.
We slice them up. We do it in slices. Obviously, you peel it, and then we fry up like butt roast like pork butt roast.
Oh,
Slice it all up like a chicharrón, like the carnitas kind of thing.
Yeah.
You leave a tiny bit, little more skin than like a carnitas, but it's definitely edible, not as chewy, and you can it's pretty much like carnitas, but like a crispy version of carnitas.
Oh
so
my
we get
God.
sliced yams, we get a bolillo, like those little diamond shaped almost breads, right? Slice it in half, put some butter in there. You put the yams in there, you put the carnitas, but they're crispy. They're like crispy, but there's still meat inside. So it's like you get a crispy, crunchy outside, but you get a nice, meaty, soft, tender, meat inside. You get lime. Put it in a little bowl. You get lime. You get red onion. Yeah. You mix it in there. You get like this little pickle type of feel to it, right? But it's lime and onions.
Yes.
You throw it on top of there. Gives it that little tangy feel to it.
Hey.
It's what?
Kind of like a slaw. Does it taste kind of
No, not sauce. It's strictly red onions in a lime juice. Let it kick it in there for like 15 minutes. It dyes the juice, whatever. You pull out this little bit of onions. You throw it on there. You don't wash the onions. You kind of like that little oniony little kick.
Yeah.
The little mentholatum kind of,
Yeah.
little nasty, little like, not nasty, but like, like you get that onion smell, like you kind of want it
like
in there,
it.
You don't want to wash,
it.
you don't want to wash the onion.
Yeah, nah.
So, and then, you butter both sides of that bread, and that's like a breakfast sandwich. Or there's restaurants in Peru that they just specialize in this. So you can eat that breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
But people do eat it for breakfast, and it's a big thing.
That's crazy.
But I would, like I said, like you're like, oh, the diversity. And I was like, you know what, bro? Like, come over, we'll make you something, and you could try a little Peruvian side of something,
Yeah, I'm down.
And then I'll bring another one of these, and we're set, bro. We're set. We'll watch some football games. We'll watch some of you. There's been UFC fights all year, bro.
Really?
So, yeah, actually, there's a
That's
UFC fight tonight. Adesanya's fighting. He might fight in like an hour and a half
That's
from
crazy.
now.
Definitely got to
But yeah,
for that.
I'll no, I mean I don't have it reserved, but let's just say somehow, some way I can always get my hands on watching a fight, So maybe I shouldn't post that on here. But all I know is that I stay informed and I get to watch it. I get to watch the fight somehow.
Like
I think it's on ESPN Plus. Or something. I got that.
I found a way.
Got that.
That was hard though. That took some deep diving. I was like,
Oh yeah.
damn.
After the podcast, I'll show you. I'll show you what I got. I'll show you the whole array of ammunition and everything that I got. Yeah, all my resources. I'll call up a couple people. No, I don't call anybody, but I'll show you how to do it. Get everything. They told me about the tortillas. Yeah, like that smooth Italian voice. No, definitely.
I'm gonna go to the car.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk
Charge
to
your-
the kids, and then my phone needs to be charged.
Okay.
If you need a charger, unless you want your privacy, I get it.
Well,
If you need a charger or anything like that.
Kind of loud, so.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. Stay in the car. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know what it is with the little ones. No, for sure.
Yeah, altogether we probably we got 7.
Oh, yeah?
So now altogether we'll have 8.
Oh, snaps.
We're gonna
What's
have a big
up?
ass family.
I want to have, bro, I'm telling you, dude, the one of the biggest things that I want to do is I really want to have a squad of 4, not counting any puppies or dogs or cats, I don't really do cats, I'm more of a dog person, and I've never had a dog my whole life,
Is
so
there
not.
a reason for 4 is like because 3 makes you uncomfortable as an uneven number?
No, I'm not OCD. No, I'm not OCD. I'm not OCD. But
you know the youngest one out of 3 is gonna have to punk the other 2 because he's gonna be the toughest little.
Got to,
especially if it's like,
stand your ground.
especially because I got a boy right now and watch another boy come next, and then a girl's born.
Oh,
you know she's gonna have to be punking him, dude.
Yo, you know what I loved? That's what I got too. I got my boy first, and then I got my girl. So I was like, I had already ingrained it in him by the time she was born. Hey, you gonna look out for your sister, like,
yeah.
I mean, that's your job. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he's always been, even up till now. And I'll be like, yo, you can chill.
That's cool. Yeah, man. Family is like. So the reason I picked 4 is just, evens usually more appealing than an odd number, or at least for me. I'm not OCD. If it was 3, it was 3. I'm not crying about it.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I guess my brothers and sisters wind up finding out now. I might need to just make sure my batteries are good. Let's see. If it shuts off halfway through, you guys are going to hear me talk this out, or I'm going to end up fixing it in post.
Yeah.
So the reason that I want to have 4 is because sometimes it's tough to, and again, like I said, my siblings are going to hear this, is sometimes it's hard to get a hold of them. Sometimes it's hard to set stuff up. We live in different counties. All 3 of us live in a different county. I live in San Diego County. My brother lives in LA County. My sister lives in Riverside County. Then my parents live farther into Riverside County.
Damn.
And then my brother's like busy with his stuff. He does coaching. He works like 2 jobs. He wakes up at like 1 a.m, works until like 6 o'clock at night, but sometimes he's doing stuff, he's busy, man. He's a busy man. His wife's working like a nursing job. They work like 10-hour shifts and like whatever, they have different stuff. And he has a high school kid and a boy who's in middle school, and he's got to be on top of the middle school kid. And then the girl's about to graduate, and then my sister has 2 boys, but she runs the whole house when it comes to like cleaning and just keeping everything tidy. And then the husband goes and works and does the thing, and then he's managing a company, he's a manager. And then my other sister's busy, she does like a caregiving thing, so everybody's all over the place, right? Right, all the hecticness of everybody having their own life. And the only thing I could ever control, at least more than anybody else, is if I had kids and I said, hey, dad says, Papa says you're gonna come home for Christmas, you're going to come home for Christmas, 99% of the time it's what's happening, And I understand when they get older, they're going to have their boyfriends or their girlfriends or whatever. But like, I get to manipulate it in a positive way, in a sense, right? I get to have control. All right, guys, I want control. I want family. It's not a bad thing for me to say
it's not a bad
that
thing.
I want family to get together and to be together. And so it's like, if I can't have family to be there, then I want to make my own family to be there. And the way I'm going to raise them is on Christmas, we get together. If you have other family, cool, we'll split it. You're not there for Christmas Eve because you got to split. Like Latinos will be having a Christmas Eve party, but like American style is like Saturday is Christmas
holidays,
Day,
man.
Christmas Day,
holidays.
Thanksgiving. Well, you got to pick and choose. Either you with me this year or whatever, and then we're gonna do something else prior or whatever. We'll have Friendsgiving. We'll do whatever you want, but I'm having my family the majority of the time because I helped in creating you along with God, obviously, right?
And the guilt trip is already starting, man.
Yes, it is. You guys are gonna look at these videos and see how I'm convincing my homie here, who I just met, and now I'm telling them my whole life story and my life goals about what I want in life. But I think it's true. That's how much I want family, is that I'm willing to take the, because people stress a little bit when they have a newborn. They sleep less. They have more than one kid. They stress again. They have another kid. They stress again. And then as they go through their stages, you continue to stress in a certain way, and you manage it the way that you manage it or whatever. But I want family, and that's how I want it.
Yeah.
I want people to get along. I want people to get together. You don't get along, okay, that's whatever. You just have to accept the fact that you're family, and eventually you work through the whole getting along.
You have to love
portion.
each other. That's it. You don't have to get along, but you have to love and be there for each other.
Unconditional.
That's it.
Yeah, you can fight. Like, you guys might bicker, but when someone else threatens the family, you guys step up together. You handle.
as a unit.
Then you guys come home. You guys bicker or whatever. But If someone's gonna pick on you, it might be me, but it's not gonna be someone else.
it won't
Whatever.
be ever. That's why I raised my kids. I was just like, even their mom, their mom has other kids from other relationships, and I'm like, ever since they were young, I said, all of your kids. Like, I know some parents are like divisive. Oh, that's her kids, and like, they try and keep things as separated. I was like, look, you look after every single one of them. You make sure none of them get left out. You make sure that all of them are taken care of. You make sure all of them are protected. You know what I mean? And you guys look out for each other. That's how, and it's to this day, I'm so proud. Like, sometimes my son will tell me like something, and he'll say something to me, and he'll be like, I just had to make sure I was looking out. And I'd just be like, damn. Like, all those times when I was telling him when he was little, I didn't know it would actually stick. I hoped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just to see that it actually stuck and it became part of his character and it became part of hers is just like beautiful, man. You know what I mean? I love family.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's good. And maybe that's kind of why you're telling me the introverted self or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I talk a lot, I drink, I talk a lot more. Like, but it, all in all, at the end of the day, like, it ends up being okay and, comfortable. I try to make you feel comfortable. I'm like, hey, what you want? You want something? I'm
the drinking helps. It look a lot more fancy.
Good. So we're back on live. That thing's been recording this whole time. So we're good.
Yeah,
when it comes to that.
As far as the audio, yeah.
You good? You don't need a bathroom break?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
Yeah, like you mentioned it. Now I'm gonna think about it for the next.
Yeah, now I'm like, yo, shit. Do I really need one? I don't know.
Out of the way so it doesn't. I don't want it to ring. I was supposed to silence it. I don't like keeping my stuff on there. Here, let me see. Silence this. No one needs to be interrupting right now. So I was, dude, we were like all over the place, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because somehow we ended up talking about kids and family. We'll be crying on each other's shoulder. We're like, I know, man, I love you too. You're like, I just met you. I'll be like, no wonder your lady just walked out of the room, and now she's like, it's coming. He already went over that hill. He's on his way down. I know we started up here, but
that's pretty incredible, man. We've done a pretty good job. I
got you the table service, the bottle service, so
this is crazy.
The only thing that was missing was the sparkling girls, but I didn't want to get us in trouble, so we kept it kosher. Keep it kosher. Yeah, it's pretty kosher here. That's a natural. That's a natural tequila. It's pretty kosher.
This shit is amazing.
Yeah. But so aside from me inviting you to like the Chamango place and everything, saying, but I think that we should have if you're down, because I know you just finished something, so maybe you can find a little gap in your schedule. Obviously, you already found a little bit of time to give me today, So nothing now, nothing tomorrow or the next week, but maybe we could set up something and we'll just make a little something, like just for shits and giggles, If you want, if you're down, we just can do that. Creative. And then and the cool thing is, like, we can do like our own interpretation of each other type of shoot thing, So I think it'd be kind of cool to do that. Or we can find somebody or a subject and they get a hookup with us to shoot them. Sometimes I don't mind doing free things. Obviously, I know, like, I don't care for people taking advantage of the fact to, like, hey, shoot for free or whatever. But if you ever wanted to do something, if I had a client or something and I'd be like, hey, you know what, I could use a second shooter, we'll do something, whatever.
Yeah, that's why.
But I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to incorporate, like, I've never worked on a project with somebody that is equally able to provide video work of the same caliber, So I was thinking, what if a two heads better than one type of thing and even just to try it for the first time and then be like, you know what, bro, that came out way better than we thought it was.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something that when we get together, it like things explode. You know, you hit a certain aspect, you hit the audio stuff, you hit the things.
Right.
You know, I'm over here doing the video stuff because that's really like my specialty. Not that you couldn't do it, but I'm saying because you're all over the place. You could do you can do all of it. You know, me, I'm like I'm like a 2-trick pony. You know, I might do some camera, some video. You know. And some, you know, something like that, you know, or even like I told you, I'll cook for you.
I feel like we're better off doing something revolving around us, so it benefits us if it's gonna be free. Like, you know what I mean? Just because, like, like you said, sometimes when you start offering things to the external public for free, then nobody wants to pay again. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a problem that I found in San Diego, especially. Like, people don't want to pay for stuff, especially if they have some level of clout, is what they call it. You know, and like if they have certain amount of followers, certain amount of likes, they feel like that entitles them to free work, and I don't care because that doesn't feed me. You know what I mean? Like, so there's like, but like,
we can make it short and sweet too. You know?
No, I think if we came up with something, I think it would be unique, man.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool as shit.
Yeah, I think if we incorporated even anything, not necessarily like culture wise, like to say like it has to be a certain like Latino aspect or a Caribbean, you know, flair, but
Canadian,
more of
American.
like the way we're raised gives us a different aspect of like what we treasure, like what we find special about that somebody.
Right.
Like when you see that look on a woman or you see that look on a man, and then they express themselves in a certain way or they show passion about their kids. Like, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know, you might not throw your kids in the videos or whatever, but let's just say, for example, I had my kid, you know, and you're like, you know what, I have this feel that like if you're, you know, holding them like this, I get this angle of you like this. It shows a real fatherly, a real fatherly protectiveness the way you're holding him, and then it looks secure, you know. And then I'm like, oh dude, I didn't even see it that way because when I'm behind the camera, I'm not in front of the lens. So vlogging does not count. So it's like I don't have that. I don't have somebody who's there, you know. And so even with you, like you might be with your lady, you might just be shooting, you know, landscape, but when I catch you and I see that fire in your eyes when you're shooting, it could give you that different perspective of like, you know what, somebody who's passionate about it just as I am and isn't looking for a payday or isn't looking for a self-interest, but just strictly has a passion for it. It brings a different light to my eyes, you know, and I get to see myself in his eyes, because that's the best thing you can only do when you're trying to direct your own video is you have to have somebody else behind the camera to do it. But it just depends on their intentions. Are they doing it for the money or are they doing it for the passion? And if they have the passion already involved, you know, like in there, it becomes a different vision to you. Like I get to portray something different to you, and then you get to see it and be like, oh, I get to see inside his mind, because that's what he brought out of it. You know, that's what he thought was beautiful, or that's what he thought was real good. You know, was real tasteful. You know, so it's like a thing. You know, it's like a thing that I bring, and it's a thing that you bring, and then we make these ingredients, and then we cook something up. You know. 100%. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, man.
It makes me, I said, I kind of feel something here right now, like in a way where it's like it makes me drive a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I just jumped back into this. You're the first podcast I've had since I've come back. And like it's already striking me in a way where it's like I want to bring it so that like we talked about it, and then when we put it up and we put it out there, it's like he said it and he did it, and then it's also related to what we did, and then at the same time too, like I bring the podcast, they get some awareness of you. I mean, I know I'm not huge, but I know I'm not done. So because I'm not done yet, this is going up.
Platform still,
Right.
platform
Right.
still growing.
Right. There might have been a
Yeah.
pause, but it's still going. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's the whole part of it, you know? And then the people that
Shit.
stick around, like I'll invite you next time. You want to come back around. And the
Yeah.
people that come back around, the people that
Hell
stick
yeah,
around
we
is
gonna grow together, man.
is like a business that's
Yeah.
just starting, you know? Some
Right.
people have faith in it. Some people don't. Some people take the empathy to say like, yeah, I know what you mean. And I'm on it with you. And, you might not be all the way 100 and it's okay because it's my vision. It's not yours. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be if
Yeah,
if you don't need to be or
right.
want to be.
Right.
But as long as you're there, like my buddy who's starting his business, like
Yeah.
I don't I'm not a part of that type of style of business or whatever that he does, but I go over there and I show up and I help him, and he also gives me work, so it's we benefit off each other.
Yeah.
And he's growing, he's like, people have left because they want more money, or people left because they think, or they're not happy with it, and I go, it's not it. I'm still growing. Like I'm trying to give them what they need. I'm trying to get what I need, and I'm just all the money and profits I get, I reinvest back into the business. So he's doing his thing, and like that's exactly the way this is working. Is like I get people here. The people that want to stick around will be here, and the people that don't, well, they don't. And then that's it. And then then you wonder when you look back and go, you know what? I was on those 7 episodes, throughout those 2 years or whatever, and then all of a sudden it kept blowing up, and so I kept showing up, and like not because of his clout, right?
Yeah,
Quote
clout.
unquote.
I fucking hate that word.
Is I've never used it. I've never used it. But
I
I'm using
use
it
it
now.
because this is what all the kids say.
Well,
clout. I'm clouded up.
That's-
I'm like,
I
all
don't
right,
know.
cool, whatever,
Clout.
bro.
He's got clout. Like it just seems like a word that like I wouldn't really use. Like
I'm like, what
like-
the fuck does that mean, man?
like I don't know. Like it's like a word.
What value do I have for clout?
Yeah, clout.
I
is,
think that's social media. I think that came with the evolution of social media. Like
clout. Clout is like I conduct business and I gotta wear a tie to engage
Mm-hmm.
with this interview with these people and their ways of being, and so I would use the word clout only because they would understand my intention, but I wouldn't use clout, so I wouldn't wear that tie. So I would just go in with my short sleeve and my button up, and that's how I'm comfortable to be presentable because I get hot, bro. I don't need a tie. I get hot, bro. I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing high socks and some Vans. And a short sleeve, but I'm wearing a button up, so I took some time.
He's not lying.
And I cut my hair. I was like, I gotta cut my hair. I don't know if this guy's gonna come up fresh. I don't know what's going on.
I just happened to be lucky today. You know what I'm saying?
I went scruff, but I cut my hair. So as long as I got a nice lineup and I didn't shave, then I'm okay.
I was lucky, man. I was like, I went to the studio yesterday. I was looking in the mirror. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna clean up real quick. And then it happened that this was happening today. I was like, oh shit, all right, I'm all right. I'm all right for today, man.
Right on. You have more
set.
tattoos than that? Or you have these?
Yeah, I got this. I got
What are they? Oh, bro, there's a significant border of a tan right there.
Definitely
I
can see the color change right there.
I'm kind of semi-shave, but there's like a big difference right there.
I don't know. I'll be like light skinned up
my
here.
ass. It's like my ass right there.
So this is Joshua 19.
Okay.
I didn't have the money to actually put the real verse, so I paraphrased it.
Oh, okay.
And it says, I will be strong and brave. I will not fear or be sad, for God is with me wherever I go.
Yes, sir.
And then that's Joshua 19. And it's funny because even though my religious beliefs changed, the verse still has meaning.
It's meaning, yes.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And that's what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to make sure that anything that I did, is that off?
I don't know. Let's see. I plugged in my battery, and everything should be brand new.
Yeah.
But unless it overheated, probably overheated. It's okay though.
Oh, the screen's still good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It just overheated. I just got the monitor.
Yeah.
I just started up there. I got my taxes, people. All right. So the thing is that this isn't being spent on clothes.
Oh, right.
It's being spent on an
no
investment.
V loan.
It's being spent on things that I would ideally
Investments,
make me
man.
some money eventually.
Exactly.
You know? I'm just trying to feel the passion. That's
Exactly,
it.
man.
These headphones
if you're gonna
are
buy
these
something,
headphones are
you're gonna
for
spend 1,000. Make sure that 1,000's gonna make you something, bro.
these
I don't get it.
headphones, these microphones, all these things. It looks like it's just to have a conversation, but it's the networking aspect. You know, I don't look to make money off of you. I look to grow from you. So,
yeah,
and I hope
exactly.
you grow from me. You know,
Right,
like
right.
I look to hang out and I look to be with other individuals, and I want to impact as much as I grab from them. So I
Right.
might selfishly grab benefits from you,
Yeah.
but I also,
You're also giving.
unselfishly and humbly, like in a humble manner, I hold myself in a way where I hope I benefit you, you know, even if it's a couple laughs and it's something that brings you out of your shell. Like I make sure, in my mind, I feel like I make sure to try to keep people coming back by being, you know, transparent, you know,
Absolutely.
just the way this glass is, you know what I mean? What you see inside is exactly how I am. You know, I don't hide about anything. I don't,
Right.
Everything straight up, which is why I have a passion for, talking like myself. Like I love
Right.
to talk. I love to talk to people.
Right.
I might ask more questions than I need to, but you know what? The more I speak, the more you see what I am. But at the end of the day, like I'm a father, I'm passionate, and then you get to see that it's true. And then
Right.
whether you like it or not, at least you know what you got in front of you, you
Right,
know? And you
right,
know,
right.
I ain't stabbing anybody in the back, and I just go with it, you know?
Right.
Just gotta do it,
I
you know?
believe in universal energy, man, and I believe a lot into, you know, the heebie-jeebie stuff that people sometimes discount, but like the magic of the universe. I do believe in that. And so like when I get a message from a person who I've never really had too many encounters with or too many conversations with, but there's just the energy there that says do it. It was just like, all right, do it. And now I understand why. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going to come from this, but I know that it's going to be good. I know that it's going to raise both of us in some form or fashion.
Even
You know what I
individually,
mean?
just
Yeah,
us, like
yeah.
just us individually, like
Right.
I'll have a better week because of this. You
Right,
know?
right.
Like, personally, I'll have a better
Just
week
the
because of this.
conversation itself, yeah.
It's healthy. It
Yeah.
makes it's very nourishing to the
Right.
soul, you know,
Right,
to
right.
engage, especially with someone that you have something in common, you know, and someone that you don't know. Stepping out, like even it goes to anybody, right? You don't need this gear to you don't even see a red light, right? But it's shining. It says it was recording.
It's
so
going.
and so I started at 8:05, so that would be 30. Oh, I was gonna have to do it right now in a little bit. Yeah, that is, bro. Time is flying, bro.
I don't
even
know. I'm like, yo, is it the tequila? Like that?
I don't even know.
I've never had a 2-hour conversation feel so short. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I've to be honest, bro. I'm like, do you need to stop because I could keep going? Like,
I could keep going, man.
all right, well, we'll just let it flow how it feels, and then when we
Yeah.
see it, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
You did tell me tequila gives you energy, so
Yeah, it does.
you're the first person I've ever met that told me tequila gives you energy.
It's like completely the opposite of everything else, man. Like rum, everything else. I'm out.
Dude.
Out. The first 10
I want to
minutes.
take on that type of mentality because if tequila gives me energy, my goodness, I'm about to be really productive. I'm gonna call you and be like, bro, I drank the tequila.
I got the whole
and it
script
was
ready.
It was working.
It's done.
You're like, dude, I told
Send
you
it
to write
over
that
to a
thing.
Hollywood producer
I
right
sent it
now,
next
bro.
week. And then I wrote a book. I was like, hey.
What? It was crazy.
Oh, dude, I'm just looking forward, dude. I'm looking forward to everything open up. Did you see that the Major League Baseball is going to open up baseball stadiums with limited capacity? They said purple tier has so much, white tier has so much, whatever, different color tiers,
mean-
meaning I think different seating areas.
Anything other than the creepy like cardboard cutouts that they have right there right now is like, I guess, a bonus, bro. Because like watching the NBA has freaked me the fuck out. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. I'm like, are those players even real?
I don't even.
It looks like a video game.
I don't even know if they say if they have the noise. But I know when I watch British
play
the
it.
British Premier League, soccer, and you hear
I'm like,
you
where's
hear
that
the
noise coming
you hear the
from,
audience.
though?
Yeah, you hear the audience.
Yeah.
At least you guys got cutout people. We just have a big old sign and it says like Nike, just do it, you know? And it's just like a big old red sign and it says like Nike, or it says the team name, you know?
Ew.
And that's it. You guys have like fake people cutouts or whatever. And then have you seen some of the, like, did you see the I don't watch the wrestling WWF stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Mind you, that actually became a bucket list thing like within the year, even though it was during COVID.
Yeah.
That I want to go to a WWE, like a wrestling thing, because
Yeah.
I hear that the experience is dope.
Word.
I hear that it is. I hear like going there because I never liked it. I never liked it when I was younger. I never cared for that.
Yeah, it was never.
My dad
I
was
never into it.
My dad would jump people and headbutt. Right, he had flying headbutts. Right, mind you, you
Yeah,
guys
so
know
you
what
had
I'm talking
all
about?
the action you needed in real
So
life.
yeah,
It
my dad
like-
was like, "No, that shit's fake. That is the stupidest thing. Don't be watching that stuff. Your Theo watches that. Don't be watching that stuff. Shut that shit. You're over there. Go outside. Go kick a ball." I'm like, "Bob, I don't know. I'm not really watching it." He's like, "Can you hear it?" I was like, "Yeah." Go outside. I was like, "All right, whatever." I was like, "All right, fine. I'm not watching that stuff. It's like against our religion." He was so. I'm like, "I know you flew like them, but with
Oh, shit.
headbutts. Like he flew like those guys." I'm like, I don't know. So,
I don't
anyways,
like that fake shit.
but I hear, yeah, no, he
yeah,
does. No, he was-
had somebody for
bro,
real.
old school,
I want to
bro.
see blood.
It's like construction, bro. When those old school people have their ways and they're set up,
They
they're
are
set-
different, man. Like, yo, look, what are you doing all that for? Look at me, I got 4 fingers left. It's still good. It's still good. Like, like maybe you would have had more if you had followed this modern way of behaving. Like,
Bro,
I don't.
These people. Okay,
Yeah, I got a little
I
loud.
respect. No worries.
You know, once you get a Caribbean person
Yeah.
drunk, they get, you know what I mean? Things get a little wild.
For the Caribbean person, we got a Latino. Everything's kind of, the shoes start coming out, flying at these neighbors because these kids making noise and shit. I'm trying to. He just def jammed me right now. He's like, I concur.
That was
He's,
completely like I was like, why did I do that? As I was doing it, I was like, what am I doing? Like,
It's an unconscious. He's
my
like,
brain is
he
now
was a def
disconnected
jam.
from my body. It's,
He's
I
like,
don't know. It's crazy.
as long as you support me, we're good. Because these, you know, if I see you throwing a shoe too, I'll take my shoe off. Too. We'll go. Remember that one time I met that one guy? Yeah, we threw a shoe at these kids together. Yeah, you remember the neighbors called the cops on us? And like, yeah, bro. Like, what
It was all
podcast
bad.
gets a cop?
It
What
was all
podcast
bad.
gets a cop?
It's
Oh
all
my
bad,
god!
man.
Oh, you liked it? I see you.
Shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been killing them. Ooh, I've been killing them.
Go ahead. If there's Patron left, I have enough everything left.
Shit.
I just gotta go get some limes. You're gonna have to keep everybody entertained though.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm not.
You're super extroverted. Right now you're extroverted.
Right.
Only at under these circumstances are you an extrovert.
Under these extreme circumstances only, where I'm having difficulty talking. But yeah, so like maybe he was trying to tell you, but he didn't actually fully tell you because he probably was like, you know, he was probably trying to delay the inevitable truth. But he has ball wipes in his restroom. Yo, that is like the ultimate, like, bro, like, how do you, that's the first impression. Like, when I come to the house, I'm like, hey, you got
That I got clean balls.
I'm like, he keep his balls clean. It said pH balance. I was like, what? I don't understand. I'm like, I'm lacking out here, man. I gotta get on my ball wipe game. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for all the fellas out there who are you know, interested in male health and hygiene, though, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. and it has pH balance. I don't know I even understand what that means, but listen, you know what I mean? Get out there, get you some. You feel me? I'm finna go on Amazon tomorrow. Make sure make sure I'm right. You feel me? Yeah. Hell yeah. And so homie should be back in a little bit. I'm still trying to kill time. We got some lime. Oh wait, maybe I should put the lime first.
Yeah, go
All
ahead and put the lime first with your shot.
Hey,
if you're not mopping your crop, all right, you're not taking care of it.
Yo, is that what it's called? The mop crop?
It's called the crop mop.
The crop mop.
I got like an extra shipment. I'll give that to you. I'll send it home to you. You'll enjoy it, bro. You'll be like,
Sponsors,
damn.
Man.
You're like, damn.
I'm like,
you're like, damn, my balls smell good. I went on MIRCKO Talks and I came back and I got better smelling balls.
I
like
this podcast already.
This
man.
is.
I came in and left with some fresh balls. Like,
hey, you take one of those, even at that pH ball balance or whatever we call it.
That's the shit that's killing me. I was like, pH. I was like, why do I need a balanced pH? I was like, see, that's your lady.
Intense down there.
Yeah,
I did that on my own. No one told me anything. I did that shit on my own. It could have been a little bit of Joe Rogan telling about Manscaped, but bro, I got the whole damn thing. I got the trimmer.
Look,
I got the lotion. I got the wipes.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm still like a barbarian when it comes to that stuff. I'm like, yo, you know, people.
Man, you look like you got Cheech down there. Look at Cheech's hair, dude, down there.
People are out here doing like their nails and their toes and stuff, and I'm like, damn, like that's I should be doing that. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know, man. But like, hey, I'll catch up eventually. I'm a couple years older than him, so it's gonna take me some time.
Is it like the what is it when the curtains match the drapes? They're cornrows down there.
Yeah, I got dreads.
They're dreads down there.
I got dreads, man. I gotta keep it. You know what I mean? Nappy from the rooter to the tutor.
Yeah, so he's got ball dreads. All right. Never heard of that, but I hope it doesn't get tangled in the zipper. I'm like,
I mean, it comes with its complications.
Your lady's over there, like, he got his balls tucked in the zipper again. The hair got stuck in the zipper again. I'll be right back. She comes out with like a dread looking like the size of a Cheeto Puff. Like, she's like, yeah, that's what's going on down there.
Nah, I keep it shaved. But I look, the wipes was a new one to me. Like,
I didn't know that either.
That was like,
well, they said I think it was like a bonus item, but I'm like, I gotta get it. I gotta try it. I mean, I'm not like over here like,
look,
God.
Hey, look, as soon as I saw them, I was like, I can see how that would be beneficial. Like, yeah, nah, I think I need these. Like, I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna go on Amazon tomorrow and see what's up.
Oh, you get it on Manscaped.
Yeah. Manscaped.com.
Yeah, you can use my promo code Rogan.
I wish it was a promo code, man.
Well, Rogan is a promo code, but my last name is Rogan.
All right, cool.
My name isn't Rogan, so
I mean,
but I lied. But hey, Joe, I just gave you another, sale.
Double plug.
I gave you a sale. I've been talking about you this whole podcast, sir. I know you don't take the time. I've heard you many a times on these podcasts that you don't take time to listen to many podcasts. But
you'll be putting highlights. I'm
gonna be putting highlights.
You'll listen to
I'm gonna put some of these highlights. They're gonna be like labeled like MIRCKO talks about Joe Rogan. And I'll be like, oh, MIRCKO Talks hits up Manscaped, mops his crop, and Joe Rogan is brought up and be like, this guy, he's getting me sales.
Yeah, hey.
I feel like that voice was almost going like,
tap in.
This guy's getting me sales. Wait, how did it go?
Getting me sales.
It goes,
give me a lot of sales.
what was it? Oh my gosh, he does. Have you heard him when he does that like old man voice when he's like, oh yeah, like he does that weird like old man voice. You heard him? He's like, I don't know why
No.
you have to do that thing and you gotta be shopping and stuff. You ever heard his like old man voice? He does that weird voice.
No.
Bro, this guy's making like crazy voices. dude.
What?
Joe Rogan's crazy, bro.
Holy shit. I've
He's
been
like-
sleeping under a rock.
Yeah. No, dude, he's like, people from Boston always do this. And he does like this weird like accent. I don't even know how the hell he does it, you know? I've never seen his
Yo.
face when he does it. But I'm
Boston.
assuming my face is just as bad as his or worse. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even see it right now because my screen just shut off. But
Damn.
been going around here.
Yeah, shit.
Apparently we're gonna be talking until tomorrow. It's called the podcastalypse. Like
Yeah.
it's like a
Um,
an apocalypse podcast or some shit.
Yep, I'm close to the brink.
He's lying. He just got to his peak right now. I'm about to get to know the real sense. I know. No wonder his lady didn't let him come over here by himself. At the first meetup, like, nah, he won't. He won't. He just met him for the first time. He
She's
won't.
like-
It won't be.
She's like, yeah, no, I'm not letting you drive home by yourself. That's crazy.
You're like, yeah, because a damn Uber thing would be costing like $70. I sent my buddy home to
hell yeah.
Otay from here
What?
on my birthday.
Oh,
He came over.
no.
And, him and his lady were like, I don't know, I'm going to stay. She's like, I don't know. We had plans. And so I was like, hey, don't worry. I stepped in and I was like, don't worry. I'll send him an Uber home. And I sent him home and I was like, and I woke up the next morning, because we were all up till like 5 a.m. I was like, I sent him home at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't a good idea.
Oh, no.
But I look and I'm like, $70. I was like, what the hell? I was like,
So wait,
that's
is
like
it like
cheaper
the
than going to
later-
downtown.
the later you send it, is it more
It
expensive?
probably gets expensive because there's less Uber drivers, so it probably costs
Supply
a
and
little more.
demand. That's how it works. So, like,
Yeah.
so
there's
why
less
does
supply.
it work the opposite way for gas? So, like, the more people that need gas, the higher the gas price. Instead of, like, you know what I mean? I felt like if it's more people using the gas, then it should be lower.
The more demand, the less they cost. No, because when they have supply, it's the more the demand,
The higher the price.
the higher the price. If they have a lot of supply, like so it isn't. It's
so
correct.
4
It's,
o'clock should
it's
be,
actually
like,
correct.
cheaper.
It's they always have a lot of supply, so they have all this gas, and then nobody's driving, meaning no demand. So that's why they charge $1.29 during the pandemic when no one was driving, or $1.99, right? It probably went to $1.99. They're like, bitch, we ain't going that cheap. They're like,
It
bitch, we
was
ain't going
so
that
cheap.
cheap. $1.99 is super cheap. Inflation and all this bullshit, we're not going that low.
Bro, I was like, man, is this what my grandparents felt like? God,
Bro,
like, man.
What's the cheapest? Okay, so referring to anything cheap, what things do you remember? Like, so when I was little, I remember I was able to go to certain arcades, and I was able to play. I know it's not like the 1950s, but I was able to play Pac-Man for 5 cents, Galaga for 5 cents. I could play other games for a quarter. I know that, but like certain like old school games, I can play them for 5 cents and 10 cents. I was able to go to a certain movie theater who had old movies that had already been out for 99 cents.
What?
Yeah, back when I was like 5 to 8 years old, at that some time period between there, I was able to go to movies, but they were already out. They were already out,
Yeah.
right? They had already been out. Like Rush Hour came out, and like it was like in that theater, 6 months later, 8
Yeah.
months later for
Yeah.
99 cents.
What?
Mind you, the popcorn probably cost the same amount or like a little more or whatever.
I mean, still
But-
like 99 cents for popcorn.
yeah.
Popcorn is like $20 for like
Bro,
a small
we
bag
were
now.
sneaking in all kinds of stuff, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh hell
remember that?
nah. My mom was not paying for nothing. She was
No.
like, "Oh, we got this big bag. We gonna put it to
You're
use."
like, Mom, I'm not cold. You're like, no, you're wearing your snow jacket. What the hell are you talking about?
What you mean? Like, yo, we got this.
You're like,
Yeah, I
you got
mean,
like
we
a
got some
swollen
roti,
arm.
We got some.
You got like a swollen arm, but you got like 5 candy bars for the family.
Bro, hit up the dollar store before you get to the. Man,
Bro, tell me
we
you
is
know.
not
Tell me you know
buying
about sneaking in
nothing from there.
burritos and tacos. And tell me you done that. You went to Del Taco and snuck in some burritos. You over here dropping hot sauce packets on your way into the theater.
Got the king size bag of Starburst.
You're like, damn, I just dropped my Del Scorcho down the hallway when I was trying to get into the room.
I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do this. This is illegal. Shut up. Shut up.
Or when you have the candy that makes noise, you're like, it's all crunchy.
You know,
it's all,
you feel like everybody can hear you. Mom, we're going to get arrested. Shut up.
yeah,
Shut
dude,
up.
you're little. You're like, this is illegal. This is, Mom.
Yo,
Mom,
I don't know what happened to my mom, man.
I know I wanted cotton candy, but this bag is making hella noise. And why am I the one carrying it? Does that mean I go to jail? Like, my mom's like, I don't know. She's like, if you make noise,
they give you a slap on the wrist. Don't worry about it.
It was like my mom was like, I don't know. You're the one that's gonna get caught. That's you. And I was like, you mean if I get caught, that's like I go. She's like,
all of us.
She's like, I'm watching the movie. I don't know about you.
I'm over here
I'm
in
like,
this row. I don't know.
Why do you carry the Kit Kats and I gotta carry the cotton candy that has a big scrunchy bag? I got the pork rinds. Okay, that shit makes noise.
Oh man,
You got Kit Kats, and I got the burritos. The wrapper makes noise, bro. Oh, my sister, we still go a burrito, and then you come out. You know that all the candies from the movie theater come in boxes, so when you open them up, they don't make noise. You hear them slide down. You know, you open up the same hot
this
tamales.
Sound effect game is on like a trilly. Like I never heard nothing like that. He's like,
hey. Hey, you open up a bag of hot tamales from the Dollar General, and it's all, and you're like, oh gosh, I didn't even get past the actual opening. I'm barely trying to grab the damn thing. You open it, and it's all. And you finally pour it out and it's all and like everything's these are not good sound effects, Evil. I understand that. But what I'm saying is like there's like 10 times there's like 10 times more sound effects when it comes out of the regular store candies than it does from the movie theater candies. And you straight up getting caught. You know, people are looking back there all, this motherfucker snuck in a burrito. Like you bring the whole paper bag. You couldn't afford
$20 for a small bag of popcorn, Nick? Like no, I couldn't.
And then when you get invited and they give you the large and you're like, dude, I'm going back for that large. You're like, the movie's over. I'm taking this shit home. What do you mean? $20? My tia had like that money and stuff.
Hey, look, that's money,
dude. My tia had like money and stuff. She'd be like, oh, and I'm like, dude, we got the large. I was like. And they're like, oh, we're leaving it. And I go, there's still like a quarter left. And I was like, wait, we can get a refill? And I was like, it hurt my heart to pour out the rest of the popcorn. And I still take the bucket and I go, I want a refill. And they're like, oh, okay. It's a good movie, huh? And I was like, yeah. She didn't know it was done. And I was like, no. I took a whole bucket, bro. I was like 13, dude. This thing was like half my size. Took a whole bucket of popcorn. My mom goes, why'd you bring all that popcorn? And I was like,
it was free.
It was free and it was expensive. And the last thing that you need to know is I didn't pay a damn thing for it, so I'm keeping it. And I kept that, bro. I grabbed. My parents did not buy sandwich bags, bro. Yeah. I buy sandwich bags. My parents did not buy sandwich bags. You know what I was using? The old school grocery bags. I'd wrap up my snacks and then I tie it and then I cut the top and I had my bags. Bro, tell me why I show up and I had a sandwich. I had a sandwich with the grocery bag that they're thin as hell, right?
Right.
And then I'd put snacks in there. It's like hot Cheetos or popcorn. I'm telling you, bro, I had popcorn. Poured the popcorn in there, tied it up, wrapped it, cut the top, like the tail, take it to school. And then I come out with this half-cut Stater Brothers bag. Crazy. And that's how I do it.
Crazy.
Yeah. And mind you, I wasn't even I didn't even live in that type of adversity. And I was barely able to skim the surface of adversity in my childhood in comparison to a lot of people, you know?
Right.
Like you're a little bit older than me, so you might have even hit a tiny bit of the next generation before me because I was born in 89. You were born in 85. So you were able to really see the 80s in its prime when it came to things that were expensive, economy, inflation,
I mean, I remember
being
the whole fucking,
being from an immigrant family,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I remember the whole internet revolution was really crazy.
Oh, that
You
was.
know what I mean?
What was that? The late 80s?
Yeah,
I don't really know the
It's got to
internet
be
thing.
late 80s, very, very early 90s. And I think I got my first computer back then when I was like maybe 10 years old or something like that.
Damn, that is nice.
Right,
because
bro.
that means I was only a year old, and I didn't get a computer. Nobody had a computer until I was like 15. So that means 14 years later, you were like already 18 years old by the time we got our first computer.
I was onto shit. I was like HTML writing and shit. I was like
Really?
writing websites and stuff like that.
Really?
Right, but
I'm
like,
surprised you didn't really jump into other things before the internet really took off to say this could be an internet fad or this could be an internet.
see, I was just horny, so I wasn't using it for that. I was going on porn, like, you know what I mean. That was like, it was just a lot of porn, a lot of pornography. Like that was that's what it was.
We went from PG-13 to a whole other rating right now.
You feel me? So it's like I was on chat sites and stuff like that. I
I'm
was
probably
doing
not
a lot
accepted
of
in my
things.
church anymore.
Yeah, like
I'm
they
just
won't
kidding.
receive your tithe anymore after this episode. It's
They're like,
like,
"No,
yeah,
that's-
you can keep it.
that's
It's
not-
good. God doesn't want it.
That's not, no. Not even him. Not even him. No, I know. I had a very curious stage 2 back then.
Oh,
It was it was like between
man, look.
age like 8, 9, which is early until
Look, when the inner,
I'm not even gonna label until when.
you like still continuing.
Still. Oh, shit. Sorry, Mom.
Look.
He did it.
Yeah, I'll take the blame. But you know, for me, I was like, I think, you know, by that point, I was of that age, like 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, your curiosity develops around that time. So I did develop some useful skills like understanding HTML, like the basics of HTML and how to write code and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've used that, continued to use that in my life to help me build websites or whatever, just that basic understanding. And having like, also I've realized that having that basic understanding and having that advantage over other kids who didn't have families who were able to afford that. And it wasn't that we were able to afford it. It was like I had well-to-do family, right? So like, I don't know what your upbringing was like, but like it was like 20 of us living in one house. Like, so one of us was a teacher and like tossed us a computer, like, oh, yo, here.
Oh, nice.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's
so,
cool.
Like, yeah.
So it
like,
was tough, but you had opportunities, but it was tough.
exactly, right? So like there was always things that were around that were
Well, with
above
so many people,
what-
there was something had to
right,
leak out to give you a little
something,
opportunity
give
or
you-
something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, you had a you didn't even have an understanding of the struggle until you were old enough. You know what I mean? So like 12, 13.
Yeah, struggle was just kind of a normal thing.
Yeah, it was
There
just
was a
like a
certain
regular
part of
thing.
it.
I'm sleeping in the bed with my sister until I'm like 12 years old. That's
Yeah.
it, from head to toe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Yeah.
just regular.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't think that was weird. But like, you know, as you get older, you're like, oh,
You
shit.
meet other kids.
Yeah, you're like, you got
hang
your own
out with
room?
other kids. You're like,
like,
Yeah.
like, what?
you got 2 bathrooms? Like, what? I lived in a manufactured home, and that was the biggest house I ever lived in. After I grew out of
Yeah.
like 8 years old, it was always a 1 bathroom. One time we lived in a spot where it was like pretty much like a studio,
Yeah.
and I lived there. My parents lived there, and they were both. My parents were both 46 when I was born.
Mhm.
So when I became remotely a young adult, which was like
They didn't have the
14
energy to
years
keep up
old,
with you.
15 years old,
Yeah.
they were already 60 years old. So my dad did his best to keep up. My mom has always been the Energizer Bunny of like the family to just keep going and providing and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things with my dad,
God bless
which
him.
I could get into that in another podcast. Maybe I'll do like a solo monologue podcast, but that's like a whole family ordeal. If anybody wants to get to know me in that sense, but
Mm.
I mean, there's everybody has their your trials and tribulations of a family and the things and the challenges and the stuff.
Right.
But it was definitely it was tough when it came to handling the poverty portion of my livelihood, and then and when I exited out of that was when I moved out. And it sucks because it's like my parents kind of still almost kind of kept that, but because they live a simpler life, they're able to manage that easier. And then we try to do our best to like shoot some money or whatever
And keep doing
and help out. But it's like when I was younger. All right, so he's on that every 10 minutes shit, as he said. So my livelihood began in a way where, we were limited to money. We were limited to, the exposure to such opportunities. And for me, I thought it was tough. I know some people have it harder. I know some people had it easier. For me, it was my adversity, the little bit of adversity that created a bit of hunger where I needed to become. Let's wait for Sense to come out, and then I'll really share, what's been going on with me. Growing up in my childhood stages of life, it I used to steal things, very minor things. I used to work and do things, and not like I was slaving away, like I'm not doing a sweatshop thing, but like I had a friend and his mom had money, and sometimes I would wash their car, do some stuff, and they'd pay me like $40. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got $40. I'm 14 years old and I got $40. I'm going to go buy, and like, dude, I went and I spent $40 on a pair of pants. And my parents I had to hide that from my parents. And my parents knew I spent $40 on a pair of pants. They'd be like,
the fuck is wrong with you?
They're like, don't you know we need to pay the water bill? Bro, not the other day. But at that time, when I did that, I remember I washed the car again. I washed 2 cars, and I got like $60. And I was like, and me and my buddy both washed the cars. And so she, the mom was like hooking us up. She wasn't like paying us for the labor.
She wasn't paying you fair. She was just
I came home, and mom's like, I was like, yeah, I made some money. Like, oh yeah, how much? And I was like, oh, this and this. She's like, oh yeah, we need to pay the water bill. And I was like, okay. Here you go, and then I would pay, and I'm like 12 years old, and like I used to do stuff like that, and then when stuff like that would happen, it was like I wasn't mad at them. It was just like, I know I need to do this.
Resentful of your situation.
Yeah, it's like I knew I need to do it. Like I know I need to do it,
and you're happy that you can do it, but it's just like you wish you didn't have to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, cool, I kept the water on. I don't have to, like I don't have to struggle because
I have to dip
I've been, I know what it is to like, and I know people, I know that there's other people living a harder life, but in my harder life, it was, I had to boil water sometimes on our gas stove. Yes, that's a luxury. I know. Right. I had to boil my water on a gas stove.
Yeah.
And, I would shower by mixing the water with the cold water, and then I would pour buckets on myself because we didn't afford gas, and so we'd be showering like that. We lived in a pretty much like a studio. People, it is not fun to live in a studio where your parents are still. I won't go into detail. So, mind you, I know what's going on. I'm glad my parents don't listen to this. I'm glad my parents don't listen to this, bro. No. Hey, and you know what? I'm not weird. I'm not weird about it. Like as an adult now, I'm not weird about it. I'm glad my parents can have a very let's just say expressive and healthy relationship. Mind you, there's 70. There's right now.
Are they still?
You know how my parents? I think so, dude. bro, if the way I am, my mom or my dad has to have that. And I think my dad did.
Yeah.
But I think my mom's like the same way. I think I got it from both of them.
Has to.
I think my mom was the same way.
way.
I'm pretty sure because my
Right.
parents are both 76 right now.
Oh man.
So I
God
know.
Bless them, man.
And yeah,
real,
dude,
for real.
no, I am not weird about that stuff. You know what? Cool. Bro, my mom is like, I guess it might be kind of weird. I don't know. But she's like, oh yeah, I remembered when I like, she's like, she told me, right? She's like, when I conceived you and it was such a beautiful thing. And I was like, all right, cool. Like it wasn't like, you know, she's not telling me like the
Tell you
details or what have it.
Yeah.
But she's like, I knew that it happened and a baby was being created inside me. And so that was
That's
her
interesting.
passionate way of expressing it. And I go, all right, cool. You know, like, we're not weird. Like her and I, we're not weird.
Yeah,
like,
nah, that's like
I would
a
kiss my
very-
parents on the lips, like
Yeah.
up until
That's a
now for the
cultural
most
thing,
part. Right.
Yeah.
I would kiss my parents on the lips up until now. Not so much my siblings, really. It's more on the cheeks. You know, I kiss my son on the lips. Whether it's weird or not, that's up to you guys. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's how
yeah.
we do it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
Fuck
like
'em.
it's
Fuck 'em if they feel it.
yeah. You know what I mean? I do my thing. I feel happy. There's like
Right.
nothing weird, you know. And my parents, like my mom would tell me like things like that. And like, you know, I know other cultures or even like my son's mom and stuff, and then they'll be like, oh, like you guys talk about that. And I'm like, it's okay, cool. You don't need to be here. You don't need to be here for that.
Right,
like,
right.
it's okay. It's not our thing. It's not your thing. But like when my mom tells me that, like I don't feel like the movies where they're like, ew, oh my gosh, my parents are like kissing, you know? Like me, it's like, hey, that's a beautiful thing, mom. Like, you know, you really feel passionate about that. Like, that's cool, you know? Like, my mom doesn't make it weird. She's not like, oh yeah, I was doing this stuff. And I was like, if she did get into detail,
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be like, mom,
There's
Mom,
a tasteful way.
what
of
are you?
conveying
Yeah.
these
There you
things.
go.
I look wasted. Go.
Because I want it to be like this every single time. I want it to be like this.
Yeah.
Man, this is great. This is beyond great. I bought those pistachios and I was like, I don't have time to go buy. My lady's like, they're $3 a pack, like a little pack. And I was like, no, dude. She's like, did he ask for them? And I go, no. I go, he did tell me he likes Patron, so I'm taking the part to get Patron because he likes it. And she's like, did he ask for those pistachios? And I go, no. I go, I'm gonna buy 2 packs of these $3
Like
packs.
fancy
And bro,
and shit.
they were expensive, but the
Only
sake
the
of the
red
matter is,
M&Ms.
the
Thank you.
I'm outta here. Wait, actually, I was gonna get those other pistachios because I know those things look delicious, and I'm about to.
Bro, them shits is hitting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had no interest in them when I first came here. And now I'm like, oh, nah. Couldn't live without it.
I told you. And you disappeared. I'm about to break that seal, but I'm not there just yet. I'm about to. All right, guys. We're pretty much reaching the end of this podcast, but I really appreciate you guys being here, even though Sense is yelling at me from the bathroom. But we are concluding to the end of this podcast. I really appreciate the whole part of this is to have a legitimate conversation recorded, non-scripted, unscripted, for you guys to see our interaction and for you guys to just engage with another San Diegan, a very professional individual. I've seen a lot of his stuff, a lot of his product, a lot of his work, and yes, it's great, it's professional, but at the same time, we're all human. So you guys need to also understand that the way we act, obviously we're drinking, it makes sense that you'll act a certain way, but
Yeah.
it's normal.
Right.
And you are that way too.
Right.
So you as
All
a
of
person
y'all,
who's
when you
spectating,
drink.
like whether you drink, whether you don't drink,
you don't
and you
drink.
get a certain way, the way you act with friends and all that stuff, like it's normal to be a certain way, to be silly, to do things, to have fun. So just remember that when you take this video in and you see all this stuff and the way we act, it's just us being human. It's not. Oh shit! See, I can't even pour pistachios in a thing. Well, I'm trying to speak, and I'm trying to do my thing.
Multitasking.
Well,
He's trying to multitask is what he's trying.
Yeah,
Tell you.
it's just not working. But it's the first time I'm trying these pistachios. Let's see. Oh my gosh! No wonder they charge $3 this stupid little bag.
They hit.
Because now I don't have to peel them. No wonder they're expensive. They're charging for people peeling them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a pistachio peeling business too.
Yeah, there's a market there. There's a market there.
You drinking by yourself, man? What the hell?
Am I?
You didn't tell me. You're like, hey, I'm getting another one. Dude, this tastes pretty good. Everything, the pistachio.
I'm
the
like,
tequila.
yo, this just tastes like a 5-course meal right now. I don't know how to explain it. Until you've had Patron and pistachios, you don't get it.
It's pretty much $52 in a package. That's it. That's all it was. $52, and you get this. The mics and the recorder is not included.
Right.
But you can hire me, and I'll do a podcast for you. I'll even buy you the Patron and the pistachios if you guys want a podcast like
this. He's on top of his game, bro. He's not slipping. He's not slipping. He's like, yo, business.
You need it?
Oh.
I got you. You need it? I got you.
You got his shit wrapped up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm looking forward to
I'm actually trying
a lot
to
more
open a
adventures.
little podcast space, man.
Yeah.
Well, a podcast / recording space. So I want to actually have a little space where like people could like set up and do podcasts, and but like also record their music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my next move, bro.
Hey, if I had, you know what? We have right now a potential space. Our buddy of ours is acquiring a fabrication shop where he does fabrications for piping. And apparently, I think there is a room there.
Wow.
That he's willing to rent out. My kid's mom has her business, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's willing to rent it out. I don't know if she's going to take it on per se.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, well, we can do other things and we can rent it out for studio space, like a podcast space. If people want to record anything.
Residual income,
and so I told her, and she was like, oh, yeah, considering. So let me know. We can speak off of the cast after the podcast or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we'll get it set up.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can go ahead and finish this up because we're pretty much, we've reached a pretty good, we've reached a pretty good point of
conversation
of our conversation. We've exhausted all the resources that our mind can really like reach out to,
exactly.
Especially on a first time meetup, and then we'll have a lot more to catch up on.
Yeah.
But I want to let you guys know, thank you. Thank you for checking into MIRCKO Talks. Thank you for accepting my new guest here, Dago Videos.
Dago Videos.
I'll go ahead and post that
AKA
in the video.
Kid.
I'll go ahead and post that in the video. And also, can you spell it out in case people that are just listening under the podcast, how you spell it out for Instagram?
All right. So DAYGO.
G-O or G-I?
What?
Oh, G-O. Sorry. Videos. I was
like, what the fuck? He's throwing me off now. All right.
Okay,
so
do it again.
DAYGOVIDEOZ or SENSE, AKA NEWKID. So Sense, AKA New Kid, or Dago Videos with a Z.
Okay.
All right. So
that's him. I'll put it up on the video. Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and post it up in the description for the podcast, which the podcast is posted on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You'll get that all on there. I appreciate you guys listening in. Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. I'm really just getting the content out right now. I'm not starting it yet because I'm really trying to get the content out. You guys will support me as I see you guys is liking the videos, commenting on the videos or whatever that it is, and eventually I'll get in that. I'm not
Time.
really big on putting ads on my videos or
Time.
anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm contributing to my audience and I'm giving back right now. So eventually, when I feel that I'm able to, when I have that leverage to be able to in an unselfish manner, I will go ahead and do so. But like I said, thanks again. Thanks for tuning in. This is MIRCKO Talks. My Instagram is MIRCKOMEDIA, which is MIRCKO Media. And then we have Dago Videos, which he already spelled it out for you and got you all set up. And I will put that in the description on both all our podcast descriptions and on the YouTube. Okay, thanks again, and we're out of here.
Gang, gang.